Phoenix Knights. Chapter 1298. The Saint-grade battle avatar was incomparably powerful. Divine runes of the Great Path appeared all over its body, condensing the power of the Great Path. The spiritual chi of heaven and earth and the surroundings frantically gathered towards the battle avatar. Boom! The entire world shook as the battle avatar punched out. A powerful saintly might spread out, causing all living beings in the divine land to tremble. This was the might of a saint-grade battle, representing the strongest power in the world. Even the heavens and earth would change color, let alone the countless living beings beneath it. At this time, Tian had already retreated far away. This was a battle between saints, and he could no longer interfere. He would only be throwing his life away if he stepped forward. Swoosh! Demonic clouds churned in the sky as a huge beam of black light the size of a mountain range radiated with terrifying destructive ripples, shooting towards the battle avatar that was soaring into the sky. The battle avatar that Gu Fei had taken control of erupted with towering killing intent. It didn't dodge or evade, and simply swung its fist upwards, shattering the destructive demonic light and pressing towards the demonic figure in the sky. One had to admit that the battle prowess displayed by the saint-grade battle avatar was far too great. Even the destructive demonic light of the primordial demon mirror could not destroy it. Gu Fei even suspected that this saint-grade battle avatar had been refined using the ancestral root of the ink spirit bamboo, which had been derived from the primordial chaos when the heavens were first created. One had to know that ordinary ink spirit bamboo could not possibly be so tough and nearly indestructible, and could even be branded with the veins of the Great Path. Only peerless divine materials could become the carrier of the Great Path and bear the power of the Great Path. Ordinary divine materials could not become the carrier of the Great Path. This was a scene that even Tian was stunned by. A human-shaped battle avatar rose into the sky, swinging its fist and shattering the destructive demonic light. It charged straight into the churning demonic clouds in the sky. Gu Fei's main body withdrew his immortal incarnation at this time and retreated. With this saint-grade battle avatar, there was no need for him to personally take action. Above the sky, demonic clouds churned, and a terrifying holy aura spread out in all directions, shocking the heavens and causing all living beings in this divine land to feel uneasy. They worshipped in the direction of the holy aura while trembling. Gu Fei and Tian retreated far away. However, even though they had retreated thousands of miles away, the pressure of a sage was still very strong. If not for the protection of their sacred weapons, Gu Fei and Tian might not even be able to stand up. Buzz! A violet gold divine sword hovered above Gu Fei's head. A battle puppet refined by a great sage was no trivial matter. The core of the battle puppet exuded a powerful sacred might. A figure sat cross-legged in the core. This person was no different from Gu Fei. It was a phantom formed by a wisp of Gu Fei's divine sense. After countless years, the spiritual imprint left by the original owner of the saint-level battle puppet had almost dissipated. Otherwise, it would be impossible for Gu Fei to obtain this battle puppet. I will beat you into the endless demon domain. The female demon emperor's words were extremely cold. She fully activated the primeval demon mirror in her hand. Countless demonic Tao patterns emerged on the primeval demon mirror. Buzz! The demonic mirror trembled, and pitch-black demonic runes rushed out from the mirror, interweaving into ancient demonic runes in the void. The void collapsed under the demonic power emanating from the demonic runes. Rumble! The void trembled. A big black hole appeared in the void. At the edge of the big hole, there were ancient demonic Tao divine patterns faintly visible, emitting the unique aura of the demonic path. The black hole seemed to be connected to a demon domain. It emitted a terrifying aura. In the depths of the black hole, there was a faint blood-curdling roar. It's really connected to the demon domain? Gu Fei was very surprised. The demonic technique that the female demon emperor evolved with the primeval demon mirror was too strange and terrifying. The black hole emitted a heaven-devouring power, sealing the world in all directions. It wanted to beat Gu Fei into the endless demon domain. However, what Gu Fei's divine sense entered was a saint-ranked battle avatar. This battle avatar was not any weaker than the primeval demon mirror. It had the power of a great sage. On the saint-ranked battle avatar, ancient Tao patterns emerged. Under the control of Gu Fei's divine sense, the battle avatar used the 8 desolate steps. Every time the battle avatar took a step, ancient Tao patterns emerged under its feet. It was walking on the great Tao. Even the black hole evolved by the primeval demon mirror couldn't completely trap the battle avatar. An ancient martial ancestor's cultivation method? Could it be that this guy actually obtained the inheritance of a martial ancestor? The female demon emperor was very knowledgeable. She could roughly guess Gu Fei's identity. This person cultivated the martial Tao. Moreover, he had already gone very far on the path of martial arts. This human had unlimited potential. He had the potential to grow into a supreme being. However, such a genius would be recruited by all the major forces. If this human was allowed to grow, he would definitely become the second martial ancestor. This would bring great danger to the demons. The relationship between the human race and the demons was irreconcilable. Both sides wanted to exterminate the other. If the human race really had an indestructible battle physique, the first to bear the brunt would be the demons. As the female demon emperor thought of this, the murderous intent in her heart grew even stronger. "You can't escape!" The female demon emperor's voice rang in Gu Fei's heart. The black hole formed by the primeval demon mirror gradually expanded, swallowing the void in front of it. An invisible force affected the speed of Gu Fei's saint-ranked battle avatar, causing it to slow down. Although the saint-ranked battle avatar used the 8 desolate steps, it couldn't get rid of the devouring force of the black hole. Void reversal! Gu Fei didn't hesitate. With a low shout, the ancient runes on the saint-ranked battle avatar lit up, emitting an inexplicable fluctuation. Swoosh! The body of Gu Fei's battle avatar glowed with a divine light. This battle tool suddenly became a little transparent and disappeared into the void. What? Just as the saint-ranked battle avatar was about to be swallowed into the black hole and sent into the legendary endless demon domain, the humanoid battle avatar suddenly disappeared. Disappeared into thin air? How is this possible? No matter how calm the female demon emperor was, she couldn't help but change her expression. What kind of great technique was this? How could it be so brilliant? Each of the 9 secrets of the immortal path was said to be heaven-defying and possessed unimaginable power. The void reversal secret technique could imprint one's body between heaven and earth. When cultivated to the highest level, this immortal path secret technique could display the great power of heaven and earth. Being invincible in the same realm wasn't just a fantasy. It seemed possible. The next moment, Gu Fei's saint-ranked battle avatar appeared behind the female demon emperor without any warning and directly attacked the demon emperor. The female demon emperor was also quite impressive. She actually sensed danger and immediately rushed forward, wanting to dodge. But Gu Fei's saint-ranked battle avatar followed the female demon emperor like a shadow. His punch continued to advance forward. The martial path battle technique contained unimaginable power, displaying a terrifying and formidable divine might. This made the female demon emperor feel uneasy. Bam! Gu Fei's saint-ranked battle avatar's punch landed on the female demon emperor's back. This punch was different from the previous one. This punch contained saintly might and drew upon the power of the great Tao. Even a divine mountain would be turned to dust by this punch. He showed no mercy. Ah! The female demon emperor screamed miserably as she was sent flying several thousand zhang away. Her bones crackled. Who knew how many bones were shattered by Gu Fei's saint-ranked battle avatar? Even the primordial demon mirror in her hand flew out. Just SOSO! Chapter 1299. Each of the 9 secrets of immortal Tao contained heaven-defying divine might. They were the ultimate arts created by the Supreme Tao Ancestor, and were known as the Invincible Arts. Gu Fei used the Saint Tier Battle Avatar to execute the anti-emptiness secret art of the 9 secrets of immortal Tao. His body merged with the void and rushed out from the envelopment of the primordial demon mirror's power. Not only that, he also silently appeared behind the female demon emperor and punched the female demon emperor's back again, almost shattering all the bones in the female demon emperor's body. Even the primordial demon mirror in the female demon emperor's hand was knocked out of her hand. The Tao-severing demon emperor was only SOSO. Gu Fei's battle avatar chased after her. He wanted to kill this demon's empress on the spot. Demons were the world. Gu Fei didn't show any mercy. The humanoid battle avatar's heart core emitted endless divine light. The Tao patterns that were branded on the battle avatar's body lit up and triggered the great Tao of heaven and earth. Saint-tier power surged out of the battle avatar. The entire world was trembling. Countless living beings were trembling. It was as if doomsday had suddenly arrived. One hand to cover the sky. The humanoid battle avatar stretched out its hand. An incomparably huge palm instantly appeared in the sky and enveloped the entire world. It slammed down on the female demon emperor below. A terrifying power surged down from the palm. The powerful impact caused the entire ground to tremble. Pitch-black cracks appeared on the ground. Gu Fei controlled the Saint-tier battle avatar and used the martial path combat technique, heaven covering hand. Demon moon illuminates the firmament. The female demon emperor felt a great threat to her life. She ignored her injuries and circulated the power of the demon Tao in her body to display her demon Tao phenomenon. Rumble. The entire world was shaking. Spatial cracks that looked like spider webs appeared in the void. The female demon emperor's body surged with an earth-shattering power. A black demonic moon appeared above the head of the demoness empress. It emitted an endless black light, causing the entire world to darken as soon as the demonic moon appeared. This was a phenomenon of the demonic path. A black moon rose, and it was like 100,000 ancient divine mountains were moving. It actually blocked the sky-covering hand that Gu Fei struck out with the battle puppet's power. A deathbed struggle! Gu Fei controlled this Saint-tier battle avatar. Even if a real sage jumped out, he would not be afraid. The Saint-tier battle avatar allowed Gu Fei to compete with sages. Rumble! Another large hand descended from the sky, striking the black demonic moon above the female demon emperor's head, causing it to tremble repeatedly. The demonic arts displayed by the female demon emperor actually showed signs of collapsing. Gu Fei consecutively struck out 18 palms, each palm containing Tao energy. Finally, on the 18th palm, he destroyed the black moon. Wow! At the moment when the black moon was destroyed, the female demon emperor's demonic path phenomenon was destroyed, causing her to suffer a great impact, causing her to vomit blood repeatedly. When the large hand pressed down, nothing could contend against it and obliterate everything. Even if it was a Tao-severing almighty, it would probably be able to kill a large number of people with a single slap. Without any suspense, that female demon emperor was blasted down from the sky by Gu Fei's palm and smashed into the ground, causing the ground to tremble and dust to rise. Gu Fei did not have any protective feelings for the fairer sex. And suddenly, Gu Fei's expression changed in the distant sky. Right at this moment, a bone-chilling murderous aura instantly enveloped him. Not good! Gu Fei shouted and soared into the sky. At the same time, the Saint-tier battle avatar in the distance also rushed towards him. However, all of this was a little too late. Bang! The void in front of Gu Fei suddenly shattered, and a pitch-black demon hand grabbed out from the shattered void, wanting to grab Gu Fei away. All the pores on Gu Fei's body opened up as boundless martial Tao true force was released from his body. His life felt threatened, and he instinctively reacted. The martial Tao battle physique was the most sensitive to danger. Buzz! The purple gold divine sword that was floating above Gu Fei's head vibrated, and rays of destructive sword chi descended from the sword body, slashing at the huge hand that grabbed out from the void. At this moment, the female demon emperor was shocked again. She could feel that the purple gold divine sword was extraordinary, and it seemed like this divine sword was also an incredible saint weapon. The power of the purple gold divine sword had not been activated yet, and the female demon emperor didn't know that this unremarkable purple gold divine sword was actually Gu Fei's other extreme Tao saint weapon. The Extreme Tao Saint weapon was simple and unadorned, and when it wasn't releasing the Extreme Tao Saint aura, all the chi was reserved, and it was like an ordinary weapon, unremarkable. But once the Extreme Tao Saint aura was released, it was like an Extreme Tao Saint had descended, suppressing the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Other than the Extreme Tao Saint, no one could contend against the Extreme Tao Saint weapon. Swish! The void shattered, and the demon hand that grabbed out from the void was severed by the purple gold divine sword's sword light. The sword light was like a hot knife cutting through butter, and after the demon hand was severed, it directly pierced towards the female demon emperor. The void was silently severed by the sword light. At this moment, the primordial demon mirror had already been retrieved by the female demon emperor, and it was floating above the female demon emperor's head, emitting a misty demonic light that enveloped the female demon emperor. But the sword light that descended from the purple gold divine sword ignored the demonic light of the primordial demon mirror, and directly broke through the power of the primordial demon mirror, slashing into the demonic light. What? The female demon emperor was shocked and quickly retreated. One must know that the primordial demon mirror was a demonic weapon refined by the legendary primordial demon saint of the demons, the primordial demon. In ancient times, the primordial demon's demonic prowess was awe-inspiring, and he was a famous expert of the demons in ancient times. He had once fought with the great sages of the human race. There were countless human experts who had fallen under the primordial demon mirror. The sword light emitted by this divine sword could actually break through the power of the primordial demon mirror, which was really incredible. Could it be that this divine sword was even more powerful than a great sage-class demonic weapon? Gu Fei and the purple gold divine sword scared the female demon emperor away, and they escaped the calamity. Then, they quickly retreated with He Tian, distancing themselves from the female demon emperor. This demon emperor was too powerful and dangerous. If it wasn't for the sage-class battle puppet, Gu Fei and He Tian would definitely not be this female demon emperor's opponent. Using the Extreme Tao sacred weapon was very impractical. One must know that even with Gu Fei's cultivation and strength, it was very difficult to use the Extreme Tao sacred weapon even once. It wasn't something that could be used to kill the enemy. The female demon emperor wouldn't let Gu Fei gather enough spiritual qi to activate the Extreme Tao sacred weapon, condense the Extreme Tao power, and launch an Extreme Tao attack. At this time, the sage-class battle puppet arrived and intercepted the female demon emperor. Boom! A monstrous saint aura erupted. The humanoid battle puppet was like a saint from ancient times descending. A powerful pressure pressed down on the world, as if the void was about to collapse. The sage-class power was fully activated. On the humanoid battle puppet, divine runes of the Great Tao appeared, and the aura of the Great Tao was vast and mighty. Facing such a battle puppet, even the female demon emperor's expression changed. Swish! The female demon emperor directly activated the primordial devil mirror in her hand. A destructive demonic light immediately shot out from the mirror and swept towards the humanoid battle puppet. Bang! The humanoid battle puppet used the flawless 5 elements fist, shattering the demonic light with unparalleled might. It directly rushed towards the female demon emperor with unstoppable momentum, advancing forward with indomitable will. The female demon emperor was alarmed. Her aura had already been completely suppressed by the humanoid battle puppet. The current her could no longer compete with the humanoid battle puppet. Powerful strength needed to be controlled with an incomparably firm mental state. Panic, hesitation, uneasiness, and all sorts of unfavorable mental states would affect a cultivator's combat strength. Once a cultivator's invincible mental state was broken, defeat was only a matter of time. Gu Fei's mental state was extremely firm. He firmly believed that he was invincible, and he would advance forward with indomitable will. Even if he encountered an enemy that was much stronger than him, he would still not retreat. The stronger he encountered, the braver he became. Even those that were stronger than him would often be defeated by him. Swish! The female demon emperor didn't accept the challenge. She immediately rushed towards the primal chaos origin. She already had the intention to retreat, and wasn't willing to fight with the humanoid battle puppet anymore. Humph! Gu Fei sneered. The humanoid battle puppet used the 8 desolate steps and traveled 100 miles in a single step. It chased after the female demon emperor. In just a few steps, the humanoid battle puppet had already caught up to the female demon emperor. However, the female demon emperor was ultimately a demon emperor, a great demon that had severed the Tao. She desperately activated the primordial devil mirror, and the destructive demonic light constantly swept towards the humanoid battle puppet from the front. The humanoid battle puppet might be powerful, but it still couldn't intercept the female demon emperor in a short period of time. The primal cave's origin was also very far away from them. A distance of several hundred miles was just a blink of an eye for the female demon emperor. She used the primordial devil mirror to protect herself, and directly crashed into the primal chaos origin. "Boss, don't let her escape!" Hei Tian couldn't help stamping his feet anxiously. If this female demon emperor escaped, this divine land would no longer be a secret. At that time, there would definitely be many devils coming over. Gu Fei and Hei Tian weren't willing to see this divine land being divided up by a group of experts. This land was opened up by the human race's great sage, and it belonged to them. Furthermore, this divine land should be the divine land refined by the ancient human race's great sage, the alchemy saint. The alchemy saint used this divine land to cultivate divine medicines. Not only were there immortal divine medicines here, but there was also the legendary myriad medicine universe cauldron. These things were things that could make all cultivators jealous and go crazy for them. Immortal divine medicines were much more precious than any divine treasury. Gu Fei didn't hesitate. The humanoid battle puppet directly charged into the primal chaos origin and chased after the female demon emperor. The consequences of the female demon emperor escaping were something that even Gu Fei didn't dare to imagine. Inside the primal chaos origin, there was only primal chaos energy. From the outside, this primal chaos land was only about 30 meters in radius. But once inside, it was like a true primal chaos. There was nothing inside, only the power of destruction. Chapter 1300. The origin of the primal chaos did not refer to a point. It referred to the most primitive state of the void of the world. There was such a special place in the world created by the great sage of the ancient human race. From the outside, it looked like an empty space with a radius of 10 zhang. However, inside, it was like a boundless chaotic world. There was no passing of time, and everything was in its most primitive state. Boom! The primal chaos started to boil, transforming into earth, water, fire, and wind. All sorts of destructive power madly wreaked havoc. A humanoid battle puppet gave off boundless holy might as it fought against the demon god. Only saint-level power could break through the primal case. Gu Fei's divine sense entered the saint-level battle avatar, and displayed its true combat power. This kind of combat power would even make a sage pale. Although the female demon emperor also had the great demon sage's primordial demon mirror, she couldn't gain any advantage at this time. "I'll fight you to the death!" The female demon emperor was coughing up blood. She had already been severely wounded, but at this time, she was going all out. Demonic essence surged from her body. A magic mirror floated above her head, pouring down endless demonic power. The female demon emperor fused with the demon mirror and displayed a great divine might, drawing out the formidable power of a saint. With a raise of her hand, the primal chaos was wiped out by the demonic light emitted by the demon mirror. The destructive demonic light continued to sweep towards the humanoid battle puppet. Everywhere it passed, the power of chaos and destruction would be broken apart. It was unstoppable, as if it could destroy everything in this world. The demonic tool refined by the great demon saint was unimaginably powerful. If such power was displayed in the outside world, it would probably sink an entire region. Gu Fei's humanoid battle avatar was also extremely powerful. Every inch of the battle avatar's body was radiating with divine light. Divine patterns of the Great Path were circulating around it, and the power of the Great Path was boundless. He used the battle puppet's power to cast the flawless fist of the 5 elements. The battle puppet seemed to have a miniature world of the 5 elements revolving around it, constantly devouring the surrounding chaotic force and refining it into the essence of the 5 elements. Bam! Towering flames engulfed the primal chaos space in front of it. The humanoid battle avatar executed the 5 elements fist. Saint-tier power could destroy everything. Roar! A terrifying demonic shadow appeared behind the female demon emperor, and boundless demonic power surged out from the demonic mirror above her head. Demonic runes appeared on the surface of the demonic mirror, triggering the power of the great demonic saint. Monstrous demonic might filled the primal chaos, and even leaked out from the primal chaos origin. Gu Fei and He Tian could clearly feel this terrifying fluctuation. How powerful is a saint? Gu Fei's heart palpitated. Even the primal chaos chi could not block the aura of a saint. This was too shocking. It was hard to imagine what it would be like for such an existence to appear in the world. This is a god. He has already transcended the world and is almost omnipotent. He Tian said such words. A saint stood above all living beings, overlooking the world. He had already transcended the great Tao of heaven and earth and was known as a god. Gu Fei was shocked. A god was an extremely ancient and powerful term. A saint was comparable to a god. It was hard to imagine that a saint could stand shoulder to shoulder with an ancient god. Boom! In the primal chaos domain, Gu Fei's humanoid battle puppet collided with the thousands of feet tall demonic figure. The humanoid battle puppet was sent flying backward as if it was being suppressed. What should we do? This scene appeared on the divine crystal. He Tian was extremely nervous. If the humanoid battle puppet was defeated, that female demon emperor would definitely come back to kill him. The divine land opened up by the ancient great saint of the human race must not fall into the hands of the demons. And at this time, in the depths of this divine land, a mighty aura came out. Even from where Gu Fei and the others were, they could still see huge bolts of lightning striking down from the sky. Thunder rumbled, and the aura of destruction was vast and mighty. Yen'er was undergoing her tribulation, and it was already at a critical juncture. The divine medicine in the myriad medicine cauldron was also undergoing its tribulation, and it was also at a critical juncture. The terrifying might of heaven and earth caused the whole world to shake. What do you mean? Gu Fei's tone was calm, as if he was not nervous at all. He was still as calm as usual. Although his humanoid battle puppet was at a disadvantage, he also knew that the female demon emperor would not be able to hold on for long. Chapter 1301. Amidst the chaos, the battle was still going on. Gu Fei's humanoid puppet of war seemed to be suppressed by the 1,000 feet tall demonic shadow. It kept retreating and seemed to be at a disadvantage. Buzz! The premier demon mirror suspended above the female demon emperor's head was vibrating. The imprint of the great demonic saint contained in the mirror was activated. The endless power of the demonic path condensed into 1,000 feet tall demonic shadow. This was an afterimage of the great demonic saint of the demons who had dominated the untainted land in ancient times. Although it was only an afterimage, it was powerful enough to make even a sage pale. Bang! The fist force shook the heavens and the earth, colliding with the 1,000 feet tall demonic shadow. The humanoid puppet of war displayed great combat power. It evolved the profound meaning of martial arts and retreated as it fought. After all, the humanoid puppet of war was a combat tool refined by the great sage of the human race. It contained the power of the great sage of the human race. Although the 1,000 feet tall demonic shadow was powerful, it could not do anything to the humanoid puppet of war for a while. Hand over this puppet, and I will spare your life. The female demon emperor's divine thoughts spread out in the chaos. Her words were directly captured by a wisp of divine thoughts that Gu Fei had inserted into the heart core of the humanoid puppet of war. Humph! It's still not clear who will be spared. Gu Fei responded tit for tat. Although his humanoid puppet of war seemed to be suppressed, he still had many trump cards that he had not used. He was not in a hurry. He was waiting for an opportunity. The profound meaning of the 5 elements surged out from the fists of the humanoid puppet of war. It was as if there were 5 small worlds revolving around the humanoid puppet of war. Those were the 5 voids formed by the power of the 5 elements. With every punch, the small worlds around the humanoid puppet of war would be drawn to the fist of the humanoid puppet of war. The power of the 5 elements would instantly erupt the moment the humanoid puppet of war punched. It was as if a small world had exploded on the fist of the humanoid puppet of war. This was a terrible destructive power that was extremely powerful. The flawless 5 elements fist blocked the destructive demonic light of the premier demon mirror. This fist technique was too powerful and overbearing. It was the most direct eruption of power. Roar! The female demon emperor roared. She was a little anxious. She couldn't activate the primordial demon mirror for a long time. Otherwise, all of her essence she would be devoured by the primordial demon mirror. Even without Gu Fei's humanoid puppet, this demon emperor would be finished. Moon falls from the sky! The female empress roared out. Suddenly, a black moon appeared above the head of that 10,000 feet tall demonic figure. That black moon was descending downwards. An extremely terrifying power spread out from the black moon, locking down the surroundings. As long as one was shown by the black light from the black moon, they would be frozen. Even the surrounding primal chaos stopped moving. The moment the retreating humanoid puppet was illuminated by the black moon, all of its movements came to a halt. Gu Fei couldn't help but be shocked. This, outside the primal chaos origin, Gu Fei's face paled when he sensed this scene. The opponent's Devil Dao phenomenon was too strange. It seemed to be the power of space-time. Gu Fei's divine sense transmitted an uneasy fluctuation. He pushed the puppet's power to the limit, wanting to break through the power shrouding him. But it seemed to be very difficult. The female demon emperor used the primordial demon mirror's power to display her own phenomenon. A black moon descended, pressing down on the humanoid puppet, causing it to emit strange sounds. This was simply too terrifying. This was simply a real black moon descending from the sky, pressing down on Gu Fei's humanoid puppet. Even the void trembled. Gu Fei's humanoid puppet struggled with all its might, but it still found it difficult to move. Refusing a toast only to be forced to drink a forfeit. You can die now! The female demon emperor's voice resounded in Gu Fei's heart. Then, the black moon descended, emitting an endless aura of destruction, wanting to completely obliterate Gu Fei. Damn it! Gu Fei's humanoid puppet couldn't evade at all. Since it couldn't evade, it could only face it head-on. Ascend! Gu Fei's humanoid puppet used one of the 9 esoteric secrets of the immortal Tao, the Ascend secret art. As the immortal Tao art circulated, the countless Tao patterns on the humanoid puppet's body seemed to burn. An unimaginably powerful divine might spread out from the humanoid puppet, causing the entire primal chaos void to boil. Gu Fei's humanoid puppet's power soared to an unbelievable level. With a slight tremble, cracks appeared in the primal chaos domain. How is this possible? The female demon emperor turned pale with fright. The vast energy waves coming from the humanoid puppet were already infinitely close to the invincible realm of an extreme Tao saint. Die! The humanoid puppet roared out before throwing out a punch. A terrifying fist force surged forth, instantly dispersing the 10,000 zhang tall demonic shadow. The fist force was like crushing dry weeds and smashing rotten wood. Bam! The humanoid puppet punched out a second time. The force of the punch was so strong that it sent the demonic empress and the primordial demon mirror flying away. With just 2 punches, Gu Fei had turned the situation around, heavily injuring the female demon emperor. This was something that no one could have imagined. The Ascend secret art pushed the humanoid puppet's power to the limit. You can't even withstand a single blow. Gu Fei's humanoid puppet used the 8 desolate steps. In just a few steps, it had caught up to the female demon emperor and was about to punch out a 3rd time. At that moment, Tao patterns of great Tao emerged on the female demon emperor's body. Her entire body seemed to be on fire. This was the demonic disintegration art. This art could be used to stimulate the potential of demons, allowing the great demons to save their own lives in a life-and-death situation. This was a life-saving art. At that moment, the female demon emperor instantly fused with the primordial demon mirror and turned into a black light, disappearing without a trace. This was simply faster than lightning. Preposterous. Gu Fei knew that even if he used the Ascend secret art and increased his strength by 10 times, it would still be difficult to intercept his opponent. In this primal chaos, it was impossible to see time. In the end, he didn't chase after the female demon emperor. Outside the primal chaos origin, Haitian couldn't help but jump up when he saw this scene from the divine crystal. If the female demon emperor escaped, then this divine land would have a new owner soon. That female demon emperor would definitely come back. After all, this was a treasure trove. No one would be willing to give it up. Everyone was coveting it. The humanoid puppet walked out of the primal chaos origin. Its powerful Saint Tyr aura had already been restrained. Otherwise, no one would be able to withstand it. At such a close distance, even a grand completion emperor wouldn't be able to straighten his back. The pressure of a Saint Tyr could collapse the world and shake the 9 heavens and 10 earths. It was high and mighty, overlooking the world. It was a godlike existence between heaven and earth. Rumble. In the depths of this divine land, there was a soul-shaking thunderous sound. The heavenly tribulation was still in the metal element, but it had reached the most tense point. At this time, there couldn't be any mistakes. Chapter 1302. The humanoid puppet of war was comparable to a sage and could compete with the sacred weapons refined by a great sage. With this weapon, Gu Fei could move unhindered between heaven and earth. With the humanoid puppet of war guarding the origin of chaos, Gu Fei was more at ease. Just the aura released by the humanoid puppet of war was enough to scare away most people. At this time, an even more powerful fluctuation came from the depths of this divine land. That place seemed to have turned into chaos. Even with the third eye, one could not see clearly. The terror of the heavenly tribulation of severing the way was absolutely unimaginable if one did not personally experience it. Yenner had been holding on for more than an hour. She used all kinds of immortal techniques to resist the great tribulation of heaven and earth. She was no longer calm. Buzz! The black cauldron that Yenner had conjured with her immortal technique was vibrating. The black cauldron floated above Yenner's head, constantly swallowing the tribulation lightning from the tribulation clouds. The entire black cauldron was submerged in the terrible tribulation lightning. It could be destroyed at any time. At this time, in another place thousands of miles away, there was also a destructive aura that made all living beings tremble. A real black cauldron floated high in the sky, surrounded by tribulation clouds. This was the primal chaos lightning tribulation. This part of the void had turned into primal chaos. Terrifying bolts of primal chaos tribulation lightning swam in this part of the void. The power of chaos destroyed everything. Nothing could be preserved. Except for the black ancient cauldron, there was nothing left in this chaos. The chaos thunder tribulation had already wrapped around the black cauldron, wanting to obliterate it. The terrible chaotic lightning swam over the black cauldron. Divine runes of the great path appeared on the black cauldron, blocking the power of destruction. The divine tool refined by a great sage of the human race had been tempered thousands of times. It was branded with the mark of the great path comprehended by the great sage of the human race. It was the carrier of the great path, and existed together with the great path. Bursts of medicinal fragrance wafted out of the black cauldron. Chaotic lightning constantly entered the black cauldron. What the heavenly tribulation brought was not only destruction, but also the divine medicine absorbed the fragments of the great path and the chaotic lightning. This divine medicine was definitely the most precious divine medicine in the world. It contained fragments of the great path that could help people comprehend the great path. All cultivators below the sage level would fight to the death for it. The myriad medicine cosmos cauldron shook and strange noises came from within. Sometimes it was as if there was wind and thunder, other times it was as if there were raging waves, and sometimes there were even the cries of dragons and cries of phoenixes. Under the tempering of the chaotic thunder tribulation, the divine medicine in the cauldron of medicine universe was taking shape. It contained fragments of the great path, and the medicinal fragrance gradually became stronger. Unknowingly, 6 hours passed. Yennefer encountered great danger. The power of the heavenly tribulation shattered the black cauldron she condensed with her supreme immortal power. Without the black cauldron's obstruction, a sea of lightning descended from the sky and engulfed Yennefer in an instant. This was tribulation lightning, and it represented the power of heaven and earth. It was difficult to resist, and if one wanted to truly sever one's Tao, one had to undergo tribulation lightning. Only then could one obtain the acknowledgement of heaven and earth. Yennefer kept roaring in the sea of lightning. She displayed the powerful cultivation and strength of severing the way. 9 beams of immortal light circled around her, blocking all the lightning around her. But this could not last long. Yennefer's power of the immortal path was constantly being consumed by the tribulation lightning. Fortunately, she had countless divine pills and divine medicines on her. Every time Yennefer felt that she could not hold on any longer, she would take out a bottle of divine medicine and pour it into her mouth. She refined the spirit power contained in the divine medicine to replenish her consumed vitality. Yennefer sat cross-legged in the void and began to evolve her Tao. The power of the Great Path surged from her body, and blurry patterns of the Great Path emerged from her body and branded into the void outside of her body. Thousands of tribulation lightning roared, and the terrible lightning emitted a terrifying aura of destruction. It tore through the void and streaked past her body. She seemed to feel nothing at all. Using the brand of the Great Path to seal herself in the void, Yennefer seemed to have jumped out of the 3 realms and was no longer in the 5 elements. It seemed that even the heavenly tribulation could not sense her existence. Countless lightning raged around Yennefer's body, but it just could not hit her. Yennefer was temporarily not in any danger. The power of the heavenly tribulation was wreaking havoc, releasing and venting, but the tribulation clouds were almost pressing down on the ground, and even more terrifying power was condensing. At this time, Yennefer already knew that although she had made all kinds of preparations in advance, when faced with the heavenly tribulation, she found that the situation was completely different from what she had imagined. You could only rely on yourself to pass the heavenly tribulation. You could only use your own power of the Great Path to resist the heavenly tribulation. Gu Fei and He Tian watched from afar, but the tribulation clouds had enveloped a part of the world, and the heaven-earth yuan qi in that part of the world had become extremely chaotic. Now, even if the divine diviner of the heaven's secrets gate came in person, he would not be able to divine the situation inside. Gu Fei opened his martial Tao heavenly eye, but it was also difficult for him to see through the void in front of him. He could only capture some blurry images. There was a power that completely separated that place from the outside world. He Tian was the same. His yin-yang divine eye could not see inside either. 1. Suddenly, a deafening sound came from afar. An extremely powerful demon sword, exuding a monstrous killing intent, directly slashed out from the primal chaos origin. The tip of the sword was pointed at the humanoid battle puppet sitting cross-legged in front of the primal chaos origin. It came back so quickly? Gu Fei and He Tian were shocked. The female demons had just been driven away. Could it be that the female demons, the demon emperor, was really so reckless that she came back to kill them? This did not seem impossible. Swish! The humanoid battle puppet stretched out its right hand and pointed at the demon's sword that had shot out from the primal chaos, sending it flying away. You do have some skill! A powerful divine sense spread out from the primal chaos origin. Then, a burly, black-robed, middle-aged man walked out of the primal chaos origin, surrounded by demonic aura. Rumble! The moment this demon walked out, the whole world was shaken by the powerful aura emanating from his body. It was as if this world could not contain him at all. This? Gu Fei looked in the direction of the demon aura. He was shocked. Someone else from the demons had come. Moreover, this person was incomparably powerful. He was even more powerful than the female demon emperor. Without any unnecessary words, Gu Fei's humanoid battle puppet made its move. Boom! The humanoid battle puppet punched out. 5 heavens and earth voids emerged on its fist. The power of 5 elements surged out and rushed towards the demon. That person smashed the humanoid battle puppet's punch with a wave of his hand. His combat strength was so strong that it shocked Gu Fei. Could it be that this person was actually a semi-sage? The humanoid battle puppet was comparable to a sage. Even if a semi-sage came, it would not be so easy to resolve the full force of the humanoid battle puppet's punch. Unless this demon carried a sacred weapon of diabolism. The battle puppet of the human race's medical sage? The demon's blood-red eyes flickered. The battle puppet refined by a great sage of the human race was no trivial matter. Otherwise, the female demon emperor would not have been defeated by Gu Fei. Clang! A series of sword shadows condensed around the humanoid battle puppet. Each sword shadow was emitting a heart-palpitating aura and sword chi fluctuation. Kill! However, the whole world was shaken by this slash. Martial Path Battle Technique. Chapter 1303. Gu Fei's humanoid puppet's slash was simple and direct. There was nothing fancy about it, but this slash shook the world and split the void. That devil could no longer maintain his composure. This was the ancient martial path. A slash could split the world, displaying a terrifying power. Swish! The devil didn't take this attack head-on. He left behind an afterimage and instantly dodged. The power of the 9 heaven stars sword turned the place he was standing into primal chaos. Buzz! The 9 heaven stars sword shook. The humanoid puppet had already locked onto the devil's aura. It immediately changed its attack from a vertical slash to a horizontal sweep. The divine sword had no edge, but at this moment, it could cut through the void. That devil had only just appeared in the void when the humanoid puppet's sword slashed down. Although the attack wasn't very fast, it made the devil feel like it was hard to dodge. This was the profundities of the ancient martial path. It was simple, direct, and effective. It was an offensive battle skill that had been tempered hundreds and thousands of times. It wasn't inferior to any grand arts. Good! The devil couldn't help cheering. His opponent's sword was as smooth as flowing water. It was extremely powerful. Even a saint weapon expert wouldn't be a match for it. Swish! The demonic light suddenly appeared, and the space around the devil cultivator distorted. His body seemed to have turned into a demonic wind, and the 9 heaven stars slashed across his body, actually splitting him into 2 halves at the waist. Gu Fei's expression changed. He wasn't happy at all. Instead, his expression became even graver. He felt as if his humanoid puppet's attack had struck thin air. The devil's body seemed to have turned into a wisp of smoke. Although it was cut in 2 by the 9 heaven stars sword, it reformed in the blink of an eye. This level of attack isn't enough to injure me. The devil was very confident. His devil body condensed into a solid form once more. The aura of the devil path spread out from his body, causing Gu Fei to feel a great pressure. This fellow is... On a mountain peak several hundred miles away, He Tian couldn't help but be moved when he saw this scene. He seemed to have recognized the origin of this devil, and a light flashed in his eyes. What did you see? Gu Fei asked. This demon was ridiculously powerful. He was definitely not an ordinary person. Even among the demons, such a person was definitely a top-notch existence. Ancient Wind Demon? Although He Tian said this, he wasn't very sure. After all, this wasn't the untainted world anymore. Whether or not the ancient wind devil could survive the great turmoil of the late untainted world was a problem. In ancient times, the righteous sect had the wind god, while the demons had the wind devil. The wind god was the great sage of the human race, while the wind devil was the great sage of the demons. Even if this devil cultivator wasn't the wind devil, he was related to it. At this time, the devil cultivator attacked the humanoid war doll. Rumble! The whole world was shaking as if it would collapse at any time. All the living beings in the world were trembling. A wave of demonic power spread in all directions. The pitch-black demon hand smashed the void of heaven and earth, displaying a great demonic power. It slapped towards Gu Fei's humanoid war doll, wanting to smash this battle tool into pieces. On the demon hand, there were indistinct divine runes of the demonic path, drawing the power of the great Tao, giving people a feeling that it was difficult to resist. This made Gu Fei secretly shocked. This was a half-saint demon's. It could condense the power of the great Tao between heaven and earth, displaying the battle power of the saint realm. With just one step, this half-saint demons could become a demonic saint. Buzz! The humanoid war doll shook the divine sword and stabbed upwards. Although it was the simplest sword move, it displayed unbelievable power. Swish! The pitch-black demon hand was penetrated. Even if it drew the power of the great Tao between heaven and earth, it wouldn't work. One had to know that the humanoid war doll was a powerful existence equivalent to a saint. Gu Fei's sword move was simple, but it was such a simple sword move that could endlessly fight against the Devil Cultivator. The Devil Cultivator didn't dare to take the 9 Heaven Stars sword head-on. The power of the Saint Realm spread out. The region where the primal chaos origin was located was in a huge turmoil. The spiritual mountains collapsed, and the earth cracked. It was as if doomsday had arrived. No one knew how many spiritual herbs were destroyed. This divine land was originally a place established by the great saint of the ancient human race to cultivate divine herbs. This place was filled with spiritual herbs, and there were even herb kings among them. The black demonic aura enveloped the heaven and earth. Gu Fei's humanoid war doll constantly scattered the demonic aura that the Devil Cultivator condensed. Everywhere the 9 Heaven Stars sword went, everything was directly destroyed. However, that Devil Cultivator was too strange. His devil body could freely change between the illusory and the real. This kind of Devil Dao ability seemed to be similar to the ability of the ancient Wind God. Could this Devil Cultivator really be the Wind Devil? Gu Fei felt a trace of unease. This level of attack was really unable to do anything to the opponent. He couldn't kill the opponent, but the opponent could pose a great threat to him. Under such circumstances, Gu Fei felt that he could only be defeated. I am already in an invincible position. What qualifications do you have to fight against me? The Devil Cultivator spoke with contempt. He seemed to have turned into the incarnation of the wind, moving quickly in the void. The humanoid war doll used the 8 desolation steps and displayed the 8 extremities to fight against the Devil Cultivator. Roar! The humanoid war doll roared. The 9 Heaven Stars sword in its hand turned into a destructive light that destroyed the layers of demonic aura. However, it couldn't truly injure the Devil Cultivator. Damn it! The Devil Cultivator's body seemed to be a real demonic wind that couldn't be affected at all. Gu Fei's humanoid war doll used all sorts of martial arts, but it could only temporarily scatter the Devil Cultivator's devil body. The Devil Cultivator's devil body quickly reformed after being smashed by Gu Fei's fist. It was as if he had an undying body. This can't go on, said He Tian. Gu Fei didn't say anything. He stood on the mountain peak and stared coldly ahead. With the protection of the violet gold divine sword, they didn't fear the pressure of a saint. At this time, in the depths of this divine land, Yen'er and the Cauldron's heavenly tribulation had reached a critical juncture. They absolutely couldn't be disturbed. There's no other way. I can only fight. Gu Fei sat cross-legged on the mountain peak and immediately used one of the 9 secrets of the immortal Tao, the divine seizing secret art. A violet divine light appeared on his forehead, and the power of his nascent spirit surged out. Swish! A violet eye seemed to open on Gu Fei's forehead. A figure walked out of his Naiwen palace. This tiny figure was Gu Fei's nascent spirit. The aura of the immortal Tao revolved around this tiny figure. It was like an immortal from the 9 heavens, otherworldly and otherworldly. It was very different from Gu Fei's own temperament. After Gu Fei's primordial spirit walked out of the Mud Pill Palace, it turned into a ray of divine light and instantly traversed hundreds of miles, entering the humanoid puppet. This is... The Devil Cultivator glanced at where Gu Fei and He Tian were. Although Gu Fei's nascent spirit was extremely fast, it was still caught by the Devil Cultivator. Boom! Gu Fei's nascent spirit entered the humanoid war doll, causing it to shine with dazzling light. An aura so powerful that it could change the color of heaven and earth erupted from the doll. It was like a slumbering saint had awakened from his slumber. Countless divine runes of the great Tao appeared as the doll's appearance changed. Soon, a young cultivator appeared in front of the devil cultivator. The humanoid war doll had taken on Gu Fei's appearance. Interesting. The devil cultivator smiled. He seemed to be playing around with Gu Fei and didn't care about Gu Fei's humanoid war doll at all. Rumble. The 5 elements revolved around Gu Fei's clone. Immortal Tao energy surged as Saint runes appeared on his body, interweaving into profound patterns and condensing Tao energy. Clang! The sound of metal clanging rang out around Gu Fei's clone. Each of the 5 elements gave birth to a divine sword. Then, he brought a fire-wreathed divine sword in front of him and slashed at the devil cultivator. As soon as the fire elemental sword appeared, the divine fire that covered the sky and the earth immediately drowned the demon dweller. The sky and the void were burned and twisted by the condensed power of fire. 5-element sword? The devil cultivator's voice came from within the divine fire. He wasn't killed by the divine fire. The fire was being extinguished from within. The clanging sounds continued as the 5-element sword was activated by Gu Fei. It released the terrifying 5-element sword chi that turned into 5 rays of light. These 5 rays of light contained the power of the great Tao. Each one could kill a half-step saint. But in front of the devil cultivator, these rays of light were nothing. The devil cultivator laughed and charged forward. His sleeves fluttered, and when the 5 rays of light slashed at him, they were all repelled by a force. What? Gu Fei and He Tian couldn't help being dumbfounded when they saw this scene from a distant mountain peak. This was too frightening. It had to be known that this was a saint-ranked attack. The 5 rays of light contained the power of the great Tao. This was the terrifying power of a saint. Even a saint would have a headache when facing it. How could it be so easily neutralized? Could it be that this guy was really a great devil from ancient times? How can there be such an existence in today's world? He Tian frowned. This devil cultivator was so powerful that he couldn't believe it. Saint-level existences had long been extinct. There were no more saints in today's world. How could the demons be an exception? This was absolutely impossible. There seemed to be something fishy about this. Gu Fei and He Tian felt that something was wrong, but they couldn't pinpoint what it was. This made them feel uneasy. If that was really the case, the return of these ancient great demons would probably put all the living beings in the heaven realm in danger. Gu Fei only thought about it for a moment before he broke out in a cold sweat. I sense the aura of the Extreme Path sacred weapon. The primordial heavenly devil's incarnation turned around and looked towards the depths of the divine land. Black devil chi lingered in his pitch-black eyes. Hearing this, the ancient wind devil's 2 eyebrows immediately raised. Then, he glared and said, Don't even think about taking this place. Everything here is mine. Ancient Wind Devil was a little nervous. It should be known that this primordial heavenly devil was not a kind person. The primordial demonic mirror had killed countless experts. Humph! Witnesses have a share. The primordial heavenly devil's incarnation sneered. Since he had entered the treasure mountain, how could he return empty-handed? Then you want me to go against you? The ancient wind devil's incarnation's voice became cold. Devil chi lingered around his body, and his body emitted a terrifying murderous aura. The primordial heavenly devil's incarnation also emitted a biting cold murderous aura. Very well, then bring it on. The ancient wind devil's incarnation took a step forward and then transformed into a primordial demonic hand, grabbing directly at the primordial heavenly devil's incarnation. Buzz! The void shook and a simple and unadorned mirror appeared above the primordial heavenly devil's incarnation. Then, it emitted a dazzling demonic light and shone towards the demonic hand. Terrifying energy waves swept in all directions. Under the illumination of the primordial demonic mirror, the big hand collapsed. At this moment, the wind devil had already turned into a demonic light and rushed towards the primordial heavenly devil's incarnation. The primordial heavenly devil must have met the Diabolism Empress who had been defeated by Gu Fei's war avatar doppelganger and banished from this divine land. Otherwise, how could the primordial demonic mirror fall into the hands of the primordial heavenly devil's incarnation? Without any unnecessary words, the two super experts began to fight. At this moment, Gu Fei's war avatar doppelganger hid far away. In the hands of the primordial heavenly devil, the primordial demonic mirror emitted a terrifying holy power. Rays of dark light shattered the void and clashed with the wind devil. They were just two incarnations, but they were so powerful that it could be said to be abnormal. The ground was sinking and the void was being destroyed. They were simply two demons of destruction. Old Wind, if you don't use your holy weapon now, you won't have the chance to. The primordial heavenly devil's old voice echoed in the sky. He controlled the primordial demonic mirror and used all kinds of killing techniques, gradually gaining the upper hand. Turn into the wind, invisible and traceless. Chapter 1305. If only I had my weapon in hand. Wind Demon was too aggrieved. His devil weapon was lost in ancient times. If he had the devil weapon in hand, he wouldn't let this old guy be so presumptuous in front of him. Buzz. At this moment, the devil mirror above primordial sky demon's head made a vibration, and a vast and horrifying wave spread out from the devil mirror. Humph! You're on your own! Suddenly, Wind Demon sneered and retreated far away. What? At this time, primordial sky demon also seemed to feel something was wrong. He suddenly turned around and saw a blurry figure almost sticking to his body. Even though he was so close, primordial sky demon still couldn't see this person clearly. This person appeared too suddenly, like looking at flowers in the fog, giving people a feeling of unreality. Swish! Primordial sky demon didn't even think about it, and directly retreated, but that figure made a move. Poof! An arm directly inserted between primordial sky demon's chest and abdomen, and then that person shook his arm. Bang! Primordial sky demon's body immediately exploded. Buzz! The primordial devil mirror shook, and the great Tao devil patterns intertwined on the devil mirror. The mighty power of destruction shattered the void of heaven and earth, wanting to completely obliterate this mysterious person below. Bang! That mysterious person just stretched out a palm and pressed upwards, and the mighty power of destruction from the primordial devil mirror was immediately dispersed. The primordial devil mirror was directly knocked away. Everyone who saw this scene was stunned by the combat power displayed by the mysterious person. It was incredible that he could fight against the devil weapon of the ancient great saint of Devil Tao with his bare hands. Although that primordial sky demon was just an incarnation, it also had a powerful strength infinitely close to the saint tier. Even Wind Demon was frightened when his devil body was blown up like this. Wow, who are you? Primordial sky demon reassembled his devil body and appeared in the distant sky. The primordial devil mirror flew over and suspended above his head. It poured down a devil light and protected him in it. The other party destroyed his devil body with one move. Was this guy actually an invincible martial artist? Under the heavens and on the earth, only the invincible martial artists could fight a saint weapon with their bare hands. Primordial demon roared again and again. He was shocked and angry. Every time his devil body was destroyed, his strength would fall. At this time, although he had reconstructed his devil body, his strength was only about 80% of his original strength. If he was slashed more than a dozen times, his demonic body would be completely finished. Hundreds of kilometers away, Gu Fei was standing on a mountain peak. He was shocked to the extreme, because this mysterious person was the incarnation of the ancient wind god that had helped Gu Fei reach foundation establishment. Why is he here? When Gu Fei saw that it was the incarnation of the ancient wind god, he was completely stunned. That day in the 9 heavens hidden dragon grounds, the incarnation of the ancient wind god had displayed a supreme mystic ability to compete with the true dragon. Even the legendary true dragon was no match for him. If he wanted to escape then, didn't this guy chase after the true dragon? When Tian saw this mysterious person, he was also incomparably shocked. That day when he went deep into the hidden Dragonland, he had once seen the incarnation of the ancient wind god. No one knew why the incarnation of the ancient wind god suddenly appeared here. This guy. Even the incarnation of the wind demon was shocked. The battle strength displayed by this mysterious person was probably the true battle strength of the saint level. Otherwise, how could he slash the incarnation of the primordial demon? The incarnation of the primordial demon was extremely powerful. If it was in the ancient times, an incarnation could fight against a saint. Even after countless years, the current world was not like the ancient times. The incarnation of the primordial demon was weakened, but it still had the strength infinitely close to the saint level. Such an existence could kill half a saint and compete with the most powerful existence in this world. But now, his devil body was slashed by this mysterious person in one move. Even the incarnation of the ancient great devil saint could not have an immortal body. If it was slashed once, its strength would be weakened. If it was slashed more than a dozen times, the result would be its soul flying away and scattering. Who the hell are you? The primordial demon was both shocked and infuriated. The opponent's battle strength was too frightening. He had actually been able to get behind him without him noticing. The incarnation of the ancient wind god didn't say anything. Its figure was faint and illusory, as if it could dissipate at any moment. There were no energy fluctuations coming from it, nor was there any powerful aura coming from it. However, that figure just stood there quietly in the void, giving off an insurmountable feeling and an incomparably powerful sense of oppression. The ancient wind god's incarnation swiped at the origin of the primal chaos behind him. The original land of primal chaos was actually erased from the void just like that. This, what? Everyone was shocked. The ancient wind god's incarnation had actually erased the original land of primal chaos that was connected to the outside world. The passage between this world and the outside world had been closed by the ancient wind god. Damn, we can't get out. We're going to be trapped here until we die. Tian was dumbfounded. Did the opponent want to trap everyone in this world? Humph, look at you. Is there any place in this world that can trap us? Gu Fei glanced at Mahakala and said. He controlled the three great worlds and could enter the hell path, and then exit the hell path to the outside world. Of course, this method was very troublesome. Gu Fei had never used it before. It had to be known that he had only refined the origin of the Hell Dao. He hadn't refined the Hell Dao into his body. Although he could enter the Hell Dao through the origin of the Hell Dao, he could only come out from the exit of the Hell Dao. That exit was in the mortal realm. That way, Gu Fei would return to the mortal realm. Gu Fei had long since thought of this method, but he didn't want to try it. If he left the heaven realm, he might not be able to come back again. He still hadn't finished his business in the heaven realm. He didn't want to return just like this. Boss, do you want to? Tian also thought of a possibility at this time. But this method couldn't be used unless it was absolutely necessary. Do you want to trap us here until we die? Primordial Heavenly Devil and Wind Devil were both shocked and furious. The opponent had closed the only passage to the outside world. His goal couldn't be any more obvious. He wanted to keep them here. How outrageous! Primordial Heavenly Devil and Wind Devil felt that the opponent wasn't even putting them in his eyes. The vortex emitted a heaven-devouring power, swallowing the surrounding demon fire. Roar! Wind Demon's terrified divine thoughts came from the demon fire. The monstrous demon fire was fixed and swallowed into the primordial demon mirror. After obtaining Wind Demon's demon power, the primordial demon mirror's aura became even more terrifying. It had a kind of power that could shock the heavens. Without any suspense, primordial heavenly demon's demon mirror swallowed everything. Nothing was left of Wind Demon's incarnation. His demon power became a part of the demon mirror's power. After obtaining Wind Demon's power, primordial heavenly demon's strength directly broke through from infinitely close to the saint realm. Now, he could fight with Wind God. Whoosh! primordial heavenly demon took a step and rushed to the depths of this divine land. There was a big cauldron looming there. A medicinal fragrance floated in the entire world. The peerless divine medicine was refined? Gu Fei and He Tian couldn't sit still when they thought of this. Gu Fei's spirit entered the humanoid battle puppet. He immediately attacked primordial heavenly demon and intercepted primordial heavenly demon. Courting death! Primordial heavenly demon used the demon mirror and shone it directly at Gu Fei. The destructive demon light directly shattered the void and penetrated the heaven and earth, showing a terrifying power. This was the power of the great sage level. It was not something Gu Fei could imagine. Without any suspense, the humanoid battle puppet that Gu Fei had entered was directly sent flying. Even a saint-level battle puppet could not contend with such power. Primordial heavenly demon wanted to rush into the depths of this divine land and seize the myriad medicine cosmic cauldron. One must know that there was a cauldron of myriad medicine cosmic cauldron with a peerless divine medicine. For cultivators, there was nothing more precious than the peerless divine medicine that could help people improve their cultivation. However, no one was willing to see the treasure fall into the hands of an outsider. Gu Fei made a move to stop it, but the wind god incarnation had already caught up. Bam! The ancient wind god incarnation directly blasted out a palm, making primordial heavenly demon unable to escape, forcing him to confront it head-on. Boom! The void between heaven and earth was directly annihilated, and the whole world was shaking. The power of the sage level once again collided with each other, and the mighty energy storm shattered everything. The surrounding mountains were constantly collapsing, and dust rose to the sky. The birds and beasts in this part of the world were frightened and fled in all directions. There was no trace of birds and beasts in the surrounding area. Primordial heavenly demon and the ancient wind god were fighting. Both of their footwork could be said to be unparalleled in the world. The two of them moved quickly in the void, and wherever they passed, the void would inevitably collapse, leaving behind the broken void that would slowly recover. The ancient wind god did not have a holy weapon in hand, but even so, his incarnation showed unparalleled combat power, and confronted the destructive demonic light emitted by the demon mirror with his bare hands. This was the power of a great sage of the human clan who had cultivated to the sage realm. It was a little unbelievable that an incarnation had the power of a sage level. Even if the primordial demon mirror showed the terrifying power of a great sage level, it was difficult to obliterate Gu Fei. Bam! Boom! The speed of the two great sage level powerhouses was too fast, and the dull sound of collision came from the depths of this part of the world. The void shook, and it was extremely shocking. The ancient wind god intercepted the primordial heavenly demon, which made Gu Fei and He Tian overjoyed. They immediately soared into the sky and flew in the direction of Yen'er. The power of heaven's retribution was about to dissipate. Gu Fei and He Tian came to the place where Yen crossed the heaven's retribution, and both of their hearts thumped violently. Where's Yen'er? Where did she go? Did she fail to cross the heaven's retribution? Gu Fei and He Tian were shocked. All they saw were scattered stones, collapsed mountains nearby, and the ground was a mess. However, Gu Fei and He Tian did not see Yen'er. Could it be that Yen'er could not withstand the heaven's retribution, and her body and soul were destroyed by the heaven's retribution? Gu Fei and He Tian were bewildered. They carefully searched the vicinity, but they did not find any trace of Yen'er. Even if her body and soul were destroyed by heaven's retribution, there should be something left behind. It's too thorough and clean. Gu Fei thought for a moment, then turned and rushed to the location of the cauldron of myriad medicines. The cauldron of myriad medicines had nurtured a cauldron of heaven-defying peerless divine pill. If one were to take such a peerless divine pill, one would probably face his own heaven's retribution immediately. When Gu Fei and He Tian arrived at the place where the cauldron of myriad medicines was located, the scene in front of them made them feel surprised and happy, and the boulder in their hearts was lifted. Chapter 1308. The cauldron of the universe of medicines floated high in the sky, surrounded by rays of divine light. Countless lines of the great path were faintly discernible, and an unimaginably powerful coercion spread out. Every divine pattern of the great path was as huge as a mountain. They were directly imprinted in the void, triggering the power of the great path of heaven and earth. No one could approach it. Gu Fei and He Tian stopped at a distance. They felt their souls trembling, as if they were facing a supreme saint. They almost fell to their knees. Even with the protection of the purple gold divine sword, they still felt a great pressure. It was too terrifying. Such coercion was enough to shock the world. An ancient cauldron became the only thing between heaven and earth. And higher in the sky, there was also an ancient cauldron as huge as a mountain. However, this ancient cauldron did not emit the power of the great path. That ancient cauldron was Gu Fei's mountain and river cauldron. The mountain and river cauldron was simple and unadorned, with chaotic primordial qi lingering on it. Although the cauldron of the universe of medicines below emitted a monstrous saint-level coercion, the mountain and river cauldron was as still as a mountain. With a thought from Gu Fei, the ancient cauldron quickly shrank, and then flew back to him, sinking into his dantian. After retrieving the mountain and river cauldron, Gu Fei also breathed a sigh of relief. He and He Tian retreated into the distance. The cauldron of the universe of medicines had completely awakened. Unless a real great saint came, no one could approach it. Yan, who was sitting cross-legged on the cauldron of the universe of medicines, radiated with divine light. The aura of the great path on her body resonated with the aura of the great path emitted by the cauldron of the universe of medicines below her. What is she trying to do? Gu Fei and He Tian retreated thousands of miles away. He Tian could not help but exclaim when he saw this scene with his yin-yang divine eyes. It seemed that Yan wanted to refine the cauldron of the universe of medicines. The cauldron of the universe of medicines was a divine tool refined by a great saint of the human race. It was absolutely impossible for Yan, who was only in the mighty realm, to refine such a divine tool. After all, Gu Fei had only managed to refine those extreme saint weapons with the help of the martial ancestors' Tao brand that was branded in his heart. One should know that when Gu Fei refined those divine weapons of the Great Path, he had to borrow the power of the Great Path of the martial ancestor, he had to rely on the power of the Great Path. Of saint weapons refined by great saints were generally difficult to refine by others. If someone wanted to refine a saint weapon, the spirit imprint of the saint weapon's original owner would immediately cause trouble. In the heaven realm, there had been cases of people being killed by the holy weapon after failing to refine it. However, it seemed like Gu Fei wasn't worried about Yan, because the myriad medicine cosmos cauldron didn't resist at all. Instead, the spiritual mark in the cauldron was cooperating with Yan to refine the ancient cauldron. Yan became more and more ethereal, just like an immortal above the 9 heavens. Her whole body shone with immortal light, and vague Tao patterns appeared on her body. Mighty realm of Tao severing could condense their own Tao, and their Tao power would evolve into Tao patterns. This was a sign of becoming a mighty realm, and it was the embodiment of Tao power. Mighty realm of Tao severing could attract a trace of Tao power to their body. This was not only a sublimation of strength and cultivation, but also a transformation of power, a transformation of the essence. Only by severing Tao could one truly embark on the path of the strong. Rumble! At this moment, a shocking sound came from afar. Gu Fei and He Tian were shocked. That direction was the place where the ancient wind god's incarnation and the primordial heavenly demon's incarnation were fighting. That place had already been completely enveloped by demonic qi. A ball of black light rose from the ground like a black demonic sun, exuding a terrifying demonic might that could shake the heavens and earth. Buzz! The cauldron of myriad medicines seemed to sense this power, and actually began to vibrate on its own. A pressure that was no weaker than the devil's sun's might appeared between heaven and earth. At this moment, a mass of chaotic divine light rose from the cauldron of myriad medicines. This is... When Gu Fei and He Tian saw this mass of divine light, they were immediately dumbfounded, and their voices trembled. They did not expect this thing to be in the cauldron of myriad medicines. This mass of divine light was only the size of a human head, but it was unpredictable. Sometimes it was a mass of chaos, like the scene before the world was created, and sometimes it was turbid and clear, as if it was evolving the world. The source of heaven and earth, chaotic divine bead? Gu Fei and He Tian looked at this mass of divine light rising from the cauldron of myriad medicines, and their eyes lit up. This was the source of heaven and earth of this world. It was the same as the source of heaven and earth of the path of hell, and there was no difference. However, the source of heaven and earth of the path of hell was much larger than this one. The path of hell was a world refined by the ancient Buddhist Lord. It could be said to be a perfect world, vast and boundless. However, the world created by the ancient great sage was only several tens of thousands of miles in radius. It couldn't be compared to the path of hell at all. She's going to. When Gu Fei saw this, he could vaguely guess what Yenna was doing. Not only is she going to refine the cauldron of myriad medicines, but she's also going to refine this world? He Tian was extremely shocked. It was over this time, and he would get nothing. The divine light of heaven and earth of the origin floated in front of Yenna. Then, lines of Tao appeared between Yenna's eyebrows, and the lines of Tao lingered, as if they were connected to a world of light. A small figure walked out from the lines of Tao between Yenna's eyebrows, and then disappeared into the mass of chaotic divine light in front of her. Rumble! The entire world shook, and the divine light of heaven and earth of the origin shone brightly, illuminating the entire world. Even the place where the ancient wind god and the primordial demon fought was no exception. The power of heaven and earth was vast, and even the power of the primordial demon mirror was suppressed. Everything in this world was suppressed. The entire world seemed to be returning to chaos. What should we do? He Tian knew what would happen when Yenna refined this part of the world. When that time came, even if a saint were to enter this part of the world, his life or death would be at Yenna's whim. Roar! An angry roar was heard from afar. The primordial demon's incarnation seemed to be in big trouble, and it roared again and again. The primordial demon's incarnation desperately activated the primordial demon mirror, breaking the void, and wanted to reopen the passage between this world and the outside world. However, all of this was in vain. The origin of chaos could not reappear, and they would be trapped in this world until they died. Otherwise, they would have to take the risk of breaking into the chaos. However, once they were lost in the chaos, even if they could survive, they would not be able to find the way back to the outside world. They could only drift in the chaos forever, forever alone. Chapter 1309. Rumble! The entire heaven and earth that the great sage had carved out began to tremble, as the energy of heaven and earth surged, as though a supreme sage was about to awaken. Apart from the divine weapons of the extreme path, everything in this part of the world was suppressed by the power of heaven and earth. All living beings were terrified. Even the incarnation of the primordial heavenly demon felt the danger and wanted to break through the void and rush out. Outside of this world was chaos. There was nothing there. Everything was in chaos, and only the power of destruction wreaked havoc. The primordial sky demon almost charged into the primordial chaos several times, but he endured it. Once he did, it was very easy to get lost inside. Once lost, the chances of coming out of the chaos would be minuscule. The primordial sky demon didn't want to try. He didn't want to walk this path until the very end. If he got lost in the primordial chaos forever, even a saint would go crazy. Bam! A demonic sun-like demonic light illuminated the world and blocked the unparalleled punch of the ancient wind god. With the primordial demon mirror in hand, even the ancient wind god would find it difficult to kill this demon in a short time. The devil weapon refined by the great sage of ancient devil Tao was extremely powerful. It had the terrifying power to destroy heaven and earth. If it wasn't for the primeval demon mirror, the primeval demon would have been killed many times. Even though the primordial sky demon had devoured the wind devil and obtained its power, it was still nothing in front of the wind god. An invincible battle skill was enough to sweep through everything. At this moment, the ancient wind god's incarnation also sensed the changes in this part of the world. He didn't seem to care at all, but the pressure that came from this part of the world made him feel apprehensive. The wind god attacked with his full strength. His fists manifested the 5 elements of heaven and earth. The power of the 5 elements engulfed the world. It was as if there were 5 worlds revolving around him. With a punch, it was as if a part of the world was pushing forward. The ancient wind god's aura was powerful to the extreme, displaying an invincible spirit. This is a true invincible battle skill. Gu Fei's heart shuddered seeing this. The flawless 5 elements fist was a battle skill invented by the supreme martial progenitor. When executed by the ancient wind god, its power was tremendous, and no one could stand a chance against it. Bam! The ancient wind god's fire elemental fist dispersed all the devil chi in the world, and the fire elemental fist shook the primordial magic mirror. Roar! The incarnation of the primordial heavenly demon used its devil path divine ability with all its strength. The primordial magic mirror descended from the sky and entered his body. An extremely terrifying aura immediately spread out from the body of the demon. The primeval demon and the magic mirror merged into one, and his combat power soared to an unimaginable level. There were ripples in the void around him, as if the world could not contain him. "This guy is going all out," He Tian said. 6 paths of devil hell. Primeval demon roared, and 6 dark whirlpools immediately appeared around him, and a heart-palpitating demonic aura spread between heaven and earth. Rumble! The void trembled, and the 6 whirlpools emitted a heaven-devouring power, trying to devour the ancient wind god. Wherever they passed, the void crumbled and was devoured. The depths of the 6 terrifying whirlpools seemed to be connected to 6 unimaginable devil prisons, and demonic howls seemed to be coming from them. The ancient wind god did not say anything. He directly reached out with his right hand and pressed forward. His palm grew infinitely larger and covered the entire sky. "This is the heaven engulfing hand." Gu Fei recognized this battle skill. This was a battle skill created by the peerless martial ancestor. It seemed that the ancient wind god was really related to the peerless martial ancestor. This was an unforgettable scene. A huge hand that covered the sky collided with the 6 whirlpools emitting terrifying demonic energy. The 6 pitch-black whirlpools swallowed heaven and earth, but they were unable to swallow the ancient wind god's heaven-covering hand into the black whirlpools. The sky-encompassing palm smashed the 6 black whirlpools. However, as it did so, the sky-encompassing palm dissipated into the void. "This is too terrifying," He Tian murmured to himself. The ancient wind god's battle strength was so powerful that he dared to go head-on against the demonic weapon refined by the great saint demons. "It's just an incarnation, could it be comparable to a real human race martial body?" Gu Fei was also extremely shocked. The ancient wind god was able to move unhindered in the untainted land. The ancient wind god incarnation took a step forward and instantly arrived in front of the primordial demon incarnation. He then directly threw a punch. The powerful fist energy was like 100,000 volcanoes erupting at the same time. The void in front of the fist was collapsing. The destructive force formed by the shattering of heaven and earth instantly engulfed the primordial demon. If the power of a martial Tao battle skill was strong enough, it could break through any divine ability. "No matter how many spells you have, I can break them with a single punch." A successful cultivator was definitely the strongest existence in the world. The ancient wind god incarnation's battle strength was as strong as the original body. It was absolutely invincible among the same level. The ancient wind god incarnation directly hit the primordial demon incarnation together with the primordial demon mirror into the chaos. He wanted to use the destructive force of the chaos to obliterate the primordial demon incarnation. However, the primordial demon incarnation had a great saint-level demon weapon in hand. Even if it was hit into the chaos, it was difficult to be obliterated by the power of chaos. A powerful saint-level fluctuation came out from the shattered heaven and earth. A jet of black light shot out from the primal chaos, sweeping away the ancient wind god's incarnation that was chasing after it. A figure walked out from the primal chaos. Swish! The moment the incarnation of the primeval heavenly demon walked out of the chaos, a huge divine pattern of the Great Path, which was as large as a mountain ridge, emitted a terrible fluctuation of Tao power. It rushed out from the depths of this world and hit the incarnation of the primeval heavenly demon. Without any suspense, the primordial demon incarnation did not even have time to let out a scream. His entire body was shattered by the great path divine pattern. In front of the power of the great path of heaven and earth, even a great saint-level demon weapon was not enough. Buzz! The primordial demon mirror trembled. The power of the great path emitted by the great path divine pattern shook the demon mirror away. The demon mirror suffered a great impact, and the light immediately dimmed. This. Chapter 13:10. A beam of divine light of the great path shot out from the depths of this world. It hit the demonic body of the primordial heavenly demon and directly blew it up. When Gu Fei and He Tian saw this, they were immediately dumbfounded. Rumble! The cauldron of myriad drugged universe radiated billions of rays of light, and the power of heaven and earth in the entire world was drawn. Strands, like billions of silk threads, emerged from the black cauldron and disappeared into the void of the entire world. The divine light of the great path just now seemed to have shot out from the cauldron of the universe, but at that time, no one saw it. That divine pearl of heaven and earth origin was vibrating. It was moving toward Yen'er, who was sitting cross-legged on the cauldron of myriad medicines. It wanted to enter Yen'er's body. Labella, the space between Yen'er's brows blossomed with light. It was as if it was connected to another world. The power of her divine will was vast and mighty like the ocean. The light was resplendent like a divine land. She's really going to refine this world. We have to get out of here quickly. He Tian was incomparably nervous. Refining a world was no simple matter. The ancient wind god made his move. He obliterated all the devil chi from the explosion of the primordial heavenly demon's devil body. He was very careful and cautious, because for an existence like the primordial heavenly demon, even if his devil body was destroyed, he might not really die. As expected, there was a faint fluctuation in the devil chi. It was the spiritual imprint of the incarnation of the primeval demon. Even the divine light of the great path could not destroy it. Roar! The spiritual imprint of the primeval devil let out a roar of disbelief, and then died out completely. The ancient god of wind obliterated everything. The great sage incarnation of the primordial demons had finally been slain. Afterwards, the blurry figure turned around and gazed into the depths of the world. Two gazes shot out from his eyes, as if he could see through everything in the world. Gu Fei and He Tian didn't dare to act rashly. This ancient wind god was so powerful that it could shatter the void with a wave of its hand. This is the equivalent of a saint. He took back the primordial demon mirror and wanted to destroy it. However, it was a supreme demon tool refined by the great sage of the ancient demons. Unless his real body came, it would be impossible to destroy it. In the end, the ancient wind god's incarnation absorbed the magic mirror into its body. It wanted to use its own godly power to slowly erase the magic mirror. The primordial demon mirror was a very famous demon tool even in the ancient times. Once the demon mirror appeared, it could illuminate the 9 heavens and the 9 hells. It could even kill saints. Who knows how many experts have been killed by this magic mirror? After the ancient wind god incarnation put away the primordial demon mirror, he directly punched the void in front of him. The void was annihilated under his fist, and a chaotic void with a radius of 100 feet appeared in front of Gu Fei and He Tian. This is... Seeing this, Gu Fei and He Tian couldn't help but be surprised and happy. The ancient wind god actually punched out the primordial chi. This kind of strength was too frightening. It should be known that even if the primordial demon incarnation had a great killing weapon like the primordial demon mirror, it would still be difficult for the primordial demon incarnation to recreate the primordial origin. But this ancient wind god incarnation directly punched out the primordial origin. How could this not make Gu Fei and He Tian shocked? The ancient wind god incarnation directly walked into the primordial origin and disappeared in the primordial chi. He left this world just like that. Gu Fei and He Tian looked at each other. Then, Gu Fei took out the mountain and river cauldron and floated above their heads. He also walked into the primordial origin. When Gu Fei and He Tian walked into the primordial origin, the 100 feet radius of the primordial origin immediately became smaller, and finally disappeared. The only connection to the outside world had disappeared. Gu Fei and He Tian were protected by the mountain and river cauldron. As they walked through the primordial chaos, they sensed the fluctuations of heaven and earth energy coming from up ahead. In the most primordial chaos, this fluctuation of heaven and earth energy was like a bright lamp, guiding Gu Fei and Erebus forward. Their speed was very fast, but there were no rules of time within the primordial chaos. Everything was a scene of primordial chaos before heaven and earth had been created. This was a kind of primordial state between heaven and earth. Outside of heaven and earth was the primordial chaos. All heaven and earth were created from primordial chaos. Whether it was the heaven realm, the human realm, or even the heaven and earth created by the great sages, they were all born from primordial chaos. It was unknown how much time had passed. Perhaps it had only been a moment, or perhaps it had been millions of years. As they walked through the primordial chaos, all they saw was chaos and destruction. The heaven and earth energy in front of them grew stronger and stronger. Gu Fei and He Tian knew that this was the exit of the primordial chaos. They quickened their pace. Boom! Just at this moment, the primordial chaos in front of them began to shake intensely. Earth, water, fire, and wind wreaked havoc. An extremely powerful force struck the primordial chaos. Oh! Gu Fei and He Tian were both startled. Someone was fighting in the primordial chaos? Swish! A blood-colored divine spear emitted boundless blood-colored light. It broke through the layers of chaos and directly pierced towards Gu Fei and He Tian. Saint-level power surged. Someone was attacking Gu Fei and He Tian. Damn! Just as they were about to leave the primordial chaos, someone was attacking them. That infuriated Gu Fei and He Tian. Swish! A figure charged out of Gu Fei's dantian. A saint-class energy surged out of that figure, unleashing waves of destruction within the primordial chaos. Humph! That person sneered and directly punched forward to meet the blood-colored divine spear. The powerful force shook the surrounding chaos, and instantly collided with the blood-colored divine spear. Boom! With a loud bang, the divine spear shattered, and the figure in front of Gu Fei and the others also took a few steps back. However, he still stood in front of Gu Fei and the others, blocking all the mighty destructive power. Eh? A cry of surprise came from ahead. It seemed that the person who had attacked secretly was very surprised. The figure that had charged out of Gu Fei's dantian was Gu Fei's Saint-class battle avatar. This Saint-class battle avatar looked exactly like Gu Fei. The Saint-grade combat avatar had become a clone of Gu Fei. With this Saint-class clone, Gu Fei could do whatever he wanted in the heaven domain. What primordial Empress Yen? What heaven demon descendant? He could ignore all of them. The Saint-class clone pressed forward. Its eyes emitted 2 rays of divine light that pierced through the primordial chaos and locked onto a blood-colored figure. That is, within the blood-colored demonic light, a fiend god was faintly discernible. However, some of the superforces in the untainted land still had various kinds of heritage left by the supreme existence of their race. The doppelganger of the saint level was a kind of heritage that could deter all directions. Also, the supreme holy weapon was a kind of deterrent force. However, no one would easily use such a power unless it was a matter of life and death. But now, someone had actually invited such an existence to help. What was happening in the outside world? Gu Fei and He Tian both felt uneasy. Something big must have happened in the outside world. The demons did not hesitate to wake up their old ancestor. This was not a good thing. They used the mountain and river cauldron to protect themselves and then went around the battlefield in front of them, heading in the direction of the power of heaven and earth. Swish! Gu Fei and He Tian rushed out from the chaos. An extremely powerful pressure immediately suppressed them. Outside, the sky was dark. Blood light constantly appeared. People died. Terrifying waves came from everywhere. No one knew how many people were fighting. All kinds of divine light and demonic light flashed. On the ground and in the sky, there were figures everywhere. Everyone was fighting like crazy. Battle cries shook the 9 heavens. Divine blood and demon blood constantly rained down from the sky. Countless immortals and demons were fighting. In the distance, there was the power of the saint level. There were supreme figures confronting each other. Seeing this extremely shocking scene, Gu Fei and He Tian were immediately dumbfounded. Who could tell them what was happening in the outside world? Chapter 13:12. Under the dark red sky, figures were everywhere. People were constantly falling from the sky, their blood splattering across the sky. Gu Fei and He Tian were dumbfounded by the scene before them. Had someone already broken through the land of Saint Burial? Or were they fighting for the immemorial Tao fruit in the Great Tomb? Swoosh! A figure shrouded in demonic aura rushed over from the side and directly attacked Gu Fei and He Tian. A demonic saber emitted a frightening black light and tore through the void as it slashed towards Gu Fei and He Tian. This was an expert of the demons who was close to the Tao's severing realm. He was the Emperor of Demons and was extremely powerful. However, in the eyes of Gu Fei and He Tian, this Emperor of Demons was not enough. They were already one step away from the Tao's severing realm, especially Gu Fei. His physique was special. Even without the Tao's severing realm, he could already fight against Tao's severing experts. "You're courting death!" Gu Fei stretched out his right hand and ignored the blade of the demonic saber. He grabbed the demonic saber in his hand and exerted force, snapping the demonic saber in half. What? The Emperor of Demons was shocked and wanted to retreat, but it was too late. After snapping the demonic saber, Gu Fei followed up with a punch that instantly landed on the Emperor of Demons' chest. Kacha! A bone-chilling sound of bones shattering was immediately heard from the Demon Emperor's chest. His entire chest had collapsed. The Emperor of Demons' chest was almost penetrated by Gu Fei's punch. This kind of power was enough to destroy all the vitality in his body. His demonic physique was destroyed. Roar! The Emperor of Demons roared and the top of his head split open. A demonic light rushed out from the top of his head and wrapped around a small figure. This was the primordial spirit of the demon Tao. The Emperor of Demons wanted to abandon his physical body and escape. Trying to escape? Seeing this, He Tian couldn't help but sneer. In front of Big Boss, even a Tao severing almighty was not enough. The moment Big Boss made a move, this insignificant demon emperor's fate was already sealed. Although the speed of the Essence Soul escape was extremely fast, Gu Fei's speed wasn't slow either. With a point of his finger, he directly dispersed the Essence Soul demonic light. In just an instant, a Devil Emperor had fallen. Gu Fei broke the demonic weapon of the Emperor with his bare hands and destroyed the body and soul of an Emperor among the demons. His lightning-fast attack had truly stunned many of the Devil Dwellers who were about to attack him. Killing a Devil Emperor in an instant, this kind of combat strength made people's hearts palpitate. However, not everyone was frightened by Gu Fei. Gu Fei's attack attracted someone's attention. The moment he killed the Demon Emperor, Gu Fei also sensed a dangerous aura. Someone had already locked onto him, as if a prehistoric beast had already regarded him as its prey. Humph! I didn't expect there to be an expert like you among the human race sovereign realm. A black-haired young man came from afar. When someone attacked him, he casually pointed with a finger or punched out, and they were all killed in an instant. The blood of the immortals sprinkled from the sky, and the immortals who attacked him were directly destroyed. Huh! Seeing this young man's strength, Gu Fei and He Tian couldn't help but be stunned. They sensed a dangerous aura from this young man. A celestial sovereign realm demon? Gu Fei stared at the young man in black who walked over calmly. His pupils involuntarily contracted. Although this young man was also a demon emperor, he made Gu Fei feel a great deal of pressure. He vaguely felt that there was a shocking power hidden in this young man's body. If this power erupted, even he would be in danger. At this moment, be it the immortals or the demons, they all hid far away. If these two killing gods were to clash, it would be an earth-shattering battle. When Gu Fei struck out to kill the demon emperor, many people saw it. However, the demons were very afraid of this black-robed young man. When they saw him walking over, they all hid far away. With the demonic sky young master making a move, this human is going to be in for it. Ever since the demonic sky young master made his debut, he rarely made a move. Today, I can finally witness the supreme demonic arts of the demonic sky lineage. The surrounding demons were all whispering. They were very wary of this black-robed young man and were unwilling to get close. Even when they spoke, they deliberately lowered their voices. Demonic sky lineage? He Tian was shocked and couldn't help but change his expression. Why? Is this clan very strong? Sensing the change in He Tian, Gu Fei was a little interested in this so-called demonic sky lineage. One must know that this demonic sky lineage was definitely not simple for it to be able to move He Tian. Demonic sky, the legendary ancestor of all demons. To think that this lineage could be passed down, He Tian said with a trembling voice. The demonic sky lineage was the supreme demons of the 100,000 demon mountains. They were the rulers of the 10 great demons. The powerful demons of this lineage had not left the 100,000 demon mountains for close to 10,000 years. Could this so-called demonic sky young master also be here for the primordial Tao fruit in the peerless tomb? Or the treasures of the saints in the saint burial grounds? Kneel and accept your death. The demonic sky young master came in front of Gu Fei and said indifferently. He didn't seem to care about Gu Fei at all. The only thing he cared about was the ancient cauldron floating above Gu Fei's head. At this moment, the mountain and river cauldron had completely calmed down. No one would have thought that this ancient cauldron was actually an extreme Tao sacred cauldron. However, the demonic sky young master seemed to be able to tell that this ancient cauldron was extraordinary. TSK. Even the son of the demonic sky didn't dare to speak to me like this. Who do you think you are? He Tian recovered from his shock and said coldly. You're very arrogant, Gu Fei said with a frown. Although the demonic sky young master was strong, it seemed impossible for him to suppress Gu Fei. It wasn't a joke to say that he was invincible among his peers. As an emperor, Gu Fei was confident that he could sweep away all other emperors. Since you don't want to die, I'll have to let you die a little more painfully. A murderous glint flashed across the young man's eyes before he disappeared on the spot. Fast, too fast. He was so fast that the naked eye couldn't see him. This speed didn't seem to be inferior to Gu Fei's extreme 8-step speed. Almost at the same time, Gu Fei's figure disappeared as well. It was as if he had vanished into thin air. There wasn't even a ripple. The human race martial physique and the young master of the sovereign demons clan attacked at the same time. This was a direct confrontation between two physiques that were rarely seen throughout the ages. The sovereign demon's physique could be said to be one of the strongest physiques in the world. It was inherited from the demonic sky. It was incomparably powerful. Boom! In the next moment, two fists smashed into each other high up in the sky. Two silhouettes appeared high up in the sky, and a circle of visible ripples spread out from the point where the two fists collided. Chapter 13:13. The clash between the human race martial physique and the supreme demon's bloodline attracted the attention of many. Gu Fei had already kept the cauldron of mountain and river and was fighting against the young lord of Devil Sky in the sky with the 8 desolation steps. Both of them were moving so fast that it was difficult for the naked eye to keep up with their speed. Only those who had cultivated the celestial eye could barely catch a glimpse of their figures flashing by. Boom! Bang! It was as if two peerless gods of war were fighting. Their fists and palms clashed, producing a thunderous sound that even destroyed the void. Some of the demons and immortals who could not evade in time were directly torn to shreds by the explosive energy ripples. Too strong! This demon Brad is actually able to fight against Boss Gu. The supreme demon's bloodline is indeed extraordinary, He Tian muttered to himself. The strength displayed by the young lord of Devil Sky was too strong. Even though they were both emperors, he was still able to fight against Gu Fei, who was invincible within the same realm and was not at a disadvantage. At this moment, no one was more shocked than Gu Fei. The demonic physique of the young Lord of Devil Sky was unbelievably strong, able to fight against him head-on. Bang! Gu Fei struck out with the flawless 5-elemental fist. Towering fiery fist force surged out from his fist and rushed towards the young Lord of Devil Sky like a raging river. Flawless 5-elemental fist? You are the successor of the martial ancestor! The young Lord of Devil Sky did not dare to be negligent. With a solemn expression, he struck out with the killing technique of the Devil Sky clan. Demonic chi surged from his right hand as boundless demonic energy condensed into a demonic dragon that charged towards Gu Fei's fist. Roar! The demonic dragon roared towards the sky and charged out from the palm of the young Lord of Devil Sky. As if it had a life of its own, it emitted a terrifying demonic aura as it soared between the heavens and earth. Boom! Gu Fei's fire element fist force collided with the devil dragon that charged out from young Lord Evil Sky's hand. The entire world seemed as though it was about to collapse as a destructive energy storm swept out in all directions. Huge spatial cracks the size of mountain ridges extended out into the distance. Many immortals and demons in the vicinity were engulfed by the spatial cracks that spread out in an instant. Their bodies and souls were instantly destroyed, leaving nothing behind. SSS. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air and hurriedly retreated far away. Even He Tian was shocked and retreated far away to avoid this destructive storm. Roar! Gu Fei shook his fist as the fire element fist force surged violently like 100,000 volcanoes erupting. The extremely ferocious fist force directly shattered the void, causing chaotic chi to burst out. The thousands of feet-long demonic dragon was shattered into several pieces by Gu Fei's fist force before dissipating into the void. The young Lord of Devil Sky was sent flying, but he was not defeated just like that. Good! The young Lord of Devil Sky roared as demonic energy surged out from his body. An even more powerful aura erupted from his body as the ferocious demonic energy caused the entire void to tremble. He charged towards Yifutian from afar, his two demonic eyes emitting a terrifying demonic light of destruction. His right eye was so red that it looked as though blood was about to drip out, while his left eye was pitch black like a bottomless devil's nest. Swish! Two beams of demonic light, one red and one black, shot out from the young Lord of Devilsky's demonic eyes, slashing towards Gu Fei in the blink of an eye. Humph! Gu Fei sneered. At the same time, a beam of purple divine light shot out from between his brows. Then, an almost tangible divine will shot out from between his brows, turning into a Dao sword that slashed forward. Although his Yuan Shen had already entered the Saint battle avatar, he could still use one of the 9 secrets of the Immortal Way, the Divine Seizing Secret technique. He could use his divine will to form a Dao sword that contained the power of the Dao to slash through everything. However, when the Dao sword collided with the red and black beams of demonic light that shot out from the young Lord of Devilsky's demonic eyes, both shattered in the void at the same time. This? Gu Fei was shocked. The Dao sword contained the power of the Dao, a power that could even harm a saint. Yet it was blocked. This could only mean one thing. The two beams of demonic light that shot out from the young Lord of Devilsky's demonic eyes also contained the power of the Dao. A secret technique of the Immortal Way? How is this possible? The young master of the demon sky was even more astonished than Gu Fei. He came from the sovereign lineage of the demons and was extremely knowledgeable. He could tell that Gu Fei was using one of the 9 secrets of the immortal path. It was unbelievable. How is this possible? Isn't he the successor of the martial progenitor? It was impossible for the martial progenitor to cultivate a primordial spirit. The martial progenitor's body was the source of power. There was no need to cultivate a primordial spirit. Why would the successor of the martial progenitor cultivate the immortal path? It was incomprehensible. Since ancient times, there had never been a martial cultivator who cultivated other cultivation techniques. In the eyes of a martial cultivator, the martial Dao was the strongest cultivation technique in the world. Furthermore, It was a taboo for a martial cultivator to cultivate both the martial Tao and the immortal path. If one couldn't cultivate both at the same time, it would be difficult to cultivate both to the peak. Gu Fei didn't say anything. He immediately closed in on the young master of the demon sky. With a single step, he instantly appeared above the young master's head. With a single step, he executed the 8 desolation steps. Not only did he have the 8 steps extreme speed, he also had the 8 steps 8 killing steps. When Gu Fei took the first step of the 8 killing steps, a terrifying force surged beneath his feet. Rays of divine light flickered beneath his feet. A part of the void collapsed due to Gu Fei's steps. It was as if it would collapse into a terrifying chaotic destructive force at any time. Demon Sky steps! The young Lord of Devil Sky also took a step and vanished into the void. In the next moment, he reappeared 100 miles away. Boss has met his match! In the distant sky, He Tian couldn't help but be shocked when he saw this scene. The young Lord of Devil Sky's cultivation and strength were actually comparable to Gu Fei. Was the supreme bloodline really that powerful? Devil Sky was the supreme of the demons, and the ancestor of all demons. Since ancient times, there had been plenty of demons, but none of them could be compared to Devil Sky. It wasn't a lie that the supreme demons were the rulers of the 100,000 Devil Mountains, and it wasn't just a legend either. The power of the supreme bloodline was unimaginable. Boom! Amo Tian took a step and instantly appeared above Gu Fei's head. He stomped down on Gu Fei's head, and a lump of devil light appeared beneath his feet. Horrific devil Tao energy spread out, and it was as though he had stomped down a black sun from the sky. Amo Tian took a step and instantly appeared above Gu Fei's head. He stomped down on Gu Fei's head, and a lump of devil light appeared beneath his feet. Horrific devil Tao energy spread out, and it was as though he had stomped down a black sun from the sky. Chapter 13-14. The young master of the demonic sky was extremely domineering, opposing Gu Fei with equal harshness. He displayed the demonic sky steps, ascending to the heavens in a single step and stepping down on Gu Fei's head. Boundless demonic energy surged beneath his feet. A mass of black light surged out from beneath his feet, as though a black sun was being stepped on. The entire void of heaven and earth was sealed, and pitch-black spatial cracks extended from beneath his feet. This was a terrifying destructive force, and everyone who witnessed this scene could not help but feel their hearts palpitate. The young master of the demonic sky stepped on the black sun, and it was as though the ancient invincible demonic body had reappeared. His aura and power were enough to move even the mighty figures of the Severing Tao. Such a figure was truly terrifying. He had not even reached the Severing Tao, but he already possessed the battle prowess of a mighty figure of the Severing Tao. A figure that could defy the heavens and fight mighty figures was hard to come by even in 1,000 years. But now, such figures were continuously appearing. This was a sign that a great era was about to appear, and all the outstanding figures had jumped out. It would be difficult to even catch a glimpse of such an existence under normal circumstances. The black demonic sun was being stepped on by the young master of the demonic sky as it pressed down on Gu Fei. The void was being annihilated, and the heavens and earth were shattering. It was as though doomsday was descending. Gu Fei felt an immense pressure. His chi activity had been locked. Even if he wanted to retreat, the descending demonic sun would instantly bombard him, and it would be difficult to evade. Humph! Gu Fei sneered. His long hair danced in the wind, and his martial path true power surged from his body. A 5-colored chi aura was emitted from his body. Yin-yang transformed into the 5 elements, and yin-yang true power transformed into the power of the 5 elements. He punched upwards, and a golden radiance bloomed from his fist. His entire right fist was radiant with golden light, as though a golden sun had appeared between the heavens and earth. The power of the metal element surged violently. Gu Fei struck out with the metal element fist, triggering the power of the metal element between the heavens and earth, shattering the void of heaven and earth as he faced the descending black demonic sun. Rumble! The golden divine sun and the black demonic sun had yet to truly collide, but the vast and mighty power had already shaken the entire world. The black sun descended and thousands of demonic auras descended from above. An extremely powerful demonic aura spread from young Lord Demonic Sky's body, shaking the heavens and earth. Even the almighty Tao's severing cultivators who were fighting off in the distance could sense it, and couldn't help but be moved. Chapter 13-15. The 9 Heavens 10 Earth's demonic Emperor Fist was an invincible battle technique created by the sovereign demons. The demonic Sky Young Master's fist shattered the heavens and earth. The destructive force surged towards Gu Fei in an earth-shattering manner, shattering the void. Even the chaotic Qi was forced out, causing the entire world to crumble. Everyone was shocked to the extreme. The immortals and demons nearby retreated far away, afraid that they would be affected by the force and end up with their souls destroyed. The demonic Sky Young Master has actually cultivated such a demonic battle technique. Far in the sky, He Tian couldn't help but be appalled at the sight. The 9 Heavens 10 Earth's demonic Emperor Fist could be said to be the killing technique of the demonic Sky clan. If the sovereign demons were to execute it, he would be able to shatter the 9 Heavens 10 Earths with unparalleled power. Even though the demonic Sky Young Master had yet to reach the severing Tao realm, this killing technique still displayed an invincible might when executed by him. At this moment, Gu Fei felt an immense pressure. A dangerous aura had already shrouded him. Facing such a killing technique, even he started to feel nervous. This human is dead meat. This is the supreme killing technique of the devil race's sovereign bloodline. The 9 Heavens 10 Earth's demonic Emperor Fist has reappeared? From afar, be it the immortals or demons, they were all stunned by the punch of the demonic Sky Young Master. Some of the demons knew of the background of the demonic Sky Young Master, and did not think that the human could go against him. Even the attention of some of the old antiques was attracted over. Roar! Boundless pressure pressed down on him. The 5 elemental true power in Gu Fei's body surged as rays of 5-colored radiance rushed out of his body. The martial path true power was at its peak. He roared into the sky as the 5 elemental lesser worlds revolved rapidly around him. The 5 elemental powers intertwined and the 5 elemental lesser worlds rapidly fused together. 5 elemental unity, invincible! Break! Gu Fei let out a furious roar. The power of the 5 elements merged into one in an instant, and gathered towards his right fist in a frenzy. His right fist was like a 5-colored sun, emitting a blinding divine light. Boom! Gu Fei didn't hesitate, and immediately punched out. The power of the 5 elements, as one, was extremely strong. Within the 5 elements' Qi, blurry Tao patterns appeared. This punch of his had triggered a trace of the great Tao of heaven and earth. They were both domineering and powerful. Gu Fei's punch was not any weaker than the Devil Sky Young Master's 9 Heavens 10 Earth's Devil Emperor Fist. The power of the 5 elements shook heaven and earth. A vast expanse of the void shattered under Gu Fei's fist. The shattered void returned to its most primitive state, filled with vast and mighty chaotic Qi. This was a battle between supreme battle skills. There was no room for tricks. Young Lord Demonic Sky had given it his all in a single punch. This punch was the embodiment of his supreme strength. It was the same for Gu Fei. With the 5 elements as one, the might of his flawless 5 elements fist was pushed to its peak. This punch was already the strongest punch he could unleash. Bang! It was as if 2 ancient mountains had collided together. Gu Fei's fist, emitting a boundless 5-colored godly glow, collided with young Lord Demonic Sky's domineering fist. 2 domineering forces collided head-on. It was a clash between 2 supreme physiques, or a different kind of battle between the supreme demon Sky of the demons, and the martial progenitor of the human race. The void within a radius of thousands of feet was instantly torn apart by the destructive power of the fist. A circle of transparent ripples, visible to the naked eye, spread out. Wherever the transparent ripples passed, the void was silently annihilated. Roar! Gu Fei's long hair danced wildly in the wind as he used his right fist to block young Master Evil Sky's fist. The sleeve on his right arm had already turned into ashes, while his entire arm was lacerated, with fresh blood oozing out from the wounds. Every drop of blood was emitting a crimson glow, containing the true force of the martial path. It was a type of precious blood that contained great vitality. Only the martial physiques of the human race possessed such a powerful blood. Gu Fei felt as if his entire arm was about to shatter. He could feel the bones in his arm cracking. If it weren't for the vague Tao runes on his bones, his entire arm would have turned into a bloody mist by now. Imprinting Tao runes on his bones to achieve immortality was the way to refine a supreme sacred physique on the martial path. It was the way to make a martial physique indestructible. So powerful, the supreme demon's bloodline is indeed extraordinary. Gu Fei was astonished by young Lord Demonic Sky's strength. It went without saying that almost no martial dominator of the same rank could resist his five elements fist. A martial physique was the strongest physique among all cultivators. Even the physiques of divine beasts of the same rank could not compare to it. Gu Fei did not expect the supreme demon's bloodline to possess a powerful demon physique that was comparable to a martial physique. Nice! The martial physique of the human race is indeed worthy of its reputation. Young Lord Demonic Sky's right fist collided with Gu Fei's right fist. Black demonic blood oozed out from his fist. This demonic blood was different from ordinary demonic blood. The demonic blood that oozed out from young Lord Demonic Sky's fist was surrounded by demonic chi. It was like a black demonic jade that contained a demonic power. This was a phenomenon that only occurred with the innate true demon bloodline. The supreme demon's bloodline could not be faked. Young Lord Demonic Sky's demonic blood contained the power inherited from the supreme demon's bloodline. This power was hidden within the bloodline and could be said to be the power of the bloodline. You're not too bad yourself, Gu Fei said. At this moment, with them as the epicenter, the void within a radius of a dozen miles turned into chaos. Huge spatial cracks extended for hundreds of miles. Some immortals and demons who could not escape in time were directly devoured by the spatial cracks and destroyed in both body and soul. Humph! You're fated to die under my fist today! A cruel sneer appeared on young Lord Demonic Sky's handsome face. Then, as if something had awakened in his body, an even more powerful aura erupted from his body. What? Gu Fei was shocked. Young Lord Demonic Sky still had strength left? Could it be that he was only using the bloodline power that he inherited from the devil race's supreme Motian now? Bam! An unimaginably powerful force erupted from young Lord Demonic Sky's fist. It was unstoppable, and Gu Fei was sent flying more than 10 miles away by the force. A trace of blood seeped out from the corner of his mouth. The human race martial physique is actually this powerful. Young Lord Demonic Sky was secretly shocked. He had already used the power of his bloodline, but it was still difficult to kill this human race martial physique. He could only injure him but not kill him. The terrifying energy shook the heavens and earth, as he charged forward and punched towards the young lord of the demonic sky. The entire heaven and earth was submerged by the five elemental true power. Gu Fei's entire body was covered with blurry Tao patterns, and traces of Tao energy were condensing in his body. However, he had still underestimated the supreme bloodline of the demons. The Demon Sky Young Master made his move as the Demon Sky Young Master unleashed a torrential demon chi that engulfed the heaven and earth. Boom! The boundless five elemental true power was dispersed, and Gu Fei was once again sent flying dozens of miles away. He seemed to be completely suppressed by the young lord of the demonic sky. To be more precise, he was suppressed by the supreme bloodline of the demons within the young lord of the demonic sky. This was an innate advantage that others could not compare to. The power contained within the bloodline was already present at birth, and it was the power of the sovereign demons. Gu Fei did not have such an advantage. He had to take things one step at a time, and relied on his unremitting efforts to achieve his current cultivation and strength. Gu Fei spat out a mouthful of fresh blood. He felt as if all the bones in his body were about to shatter. How is this possible? The power of his bloodline is even stronger than the sky demons. Gu Fei was truly shocked. The supreme bloodline of the demons was stronger than the sky demon's bloodline? One must know that the sky demon was also a connate great demon, and was one of the 2 demon ancestors of the demon race. The sky demon's bloodline should also be the supreme bloodline. However, the power of the supreme bloodline of the demons had exceeded Gu Fei's expectations. Human martial physique is only SOSO. Killing you is as easy as pinching an ant. The young lord of the demonic sky was extremely domineering. He took a step forward and was already in front of Gu Fei. The young lord of the demonic sky seemed to have struck out casually. Demonic runes appeared on his palm, drawing upon the power of the great Tao of heaven and earth. It was difficult to resist such power. Bam! Gu Fei raised his palm to meet the attack, but even with his full strength, he was still sent flying by the young lord of the demonic sky's palm strike. Cracks appeared on his emperor martial physique. Oh no! He Tian, who was far in the sky, was shocked to see this scene. His boss was completely suppressed by the young lord of the demonic sky. The young lord's battle strength was probably comparable to a half-saint. If even his boss was suppressed, he would only be sending himself to his death if he went up. He Tian had the intention to retreat. As long as there's life, there's hope. As long as he didn't die, it was still unknown who would have the last laugh. However, He Tian wasn't that worried because Gu Fei still had the strength to fight. Each of the 9 secrets of the immortal path possessed heaven-defying power. He should be able to fight against the demonic sky. Roar! Ascend to the heavens! Gu Fei bellowed. An extremely powerful energy burst out from his body, rapidly healing the wounds on his body. Rumble! The energy emitted from Gu Fei's body shook the heavens and earth. Transparent ripples appeared in the void around him as if it couldn't contain his martial physique. This was an extremely tyrannical energy. Gu Fei's strength instantly rose to a level that shocked the young lord of the demonic sky. 5-colored qi and blood circled around his body like huge dragons. It was as if a supreme 5 elements martial saint had descended. The 9 secrets of the immortal path's ascension secret technique? The young lord of the demonic sky stopped in his tracks. Demonic light flickered in his demonic eyes. Blood-colored and black demonic light intertwined, forming an extremely strange state. Humph! It's still uncertain who's the ant. You want to kill me? Unless you've already severed your Tao. That might be possible. Gu Fei sneered. The young lord of the demonic sky was very arrogant. So what if it's the 9 secrets of the immortal path? I'll kill you all the same! Although the young lord of the demonic sky was shocked, he didn't show it. As he spoke, blood-colored demonic light and black demonic light intertwined in his demonic eyes. 2 beams of demonic light shot out from his eyes. This was a great technique of the demonic path activated by the power of his bloodline. Tao power gathered in the demonic eyes of the young lord of the demonic sky. This was the power of the great Tao that could penetrate through everything. Swoosh! Gu Fei took a step forward. He completely ignored the 2 beams of demonic light that shot out from the young lord of the demonic sky's eyes and instantly appeared in front of the young lord. The 2 beams of demonic light imbued with Tao power struck Gu Fei's body. However, they were immediately dispersed by the invincible power that emanated from his body. This In some savage places, the human race had even been reduced to become the blood food of the ferocious primeval races, and they were slaughtered at will and taken to be a type of food that was raised in captivity. The weakness of the human tribe could not be changed by the emergence of a few supreme saints. However, with the existence of a few supreme saints, the untainted land did not dare to provoke the human tribe. However, back in the ancient times, the young lord of the demonic sky was extremely respected. He was the descendant of the ancestor of the 1,000 demons, and possessed the supreme bloodline of the demon race. Being injured by a human race expert was something that young Master Devil Sky would never have dreamed of. Swoosh! Young Lord Devil Sky stretched out his hand. Boundless demonic energy surged from his palm and formed a pitch-black demonic hand. It enveloped the entire heaven and earth in an instant, and slammed down towards Gu Fei. Rumble! Demonic runes appeared on the demonic hand. The void below the palm was destroyed, leaving nothing behind. Even the chaotic energy was released. Clang! Against the killer move, Gu Fei's body vibrated. Then, 5 divine swords appeared around him. These were the divine swords formed by the power of the 5 elements of heaven and earth. The crimson divine sword was the fire divine sword, the dazzling metal divine sword, the water divine sword, the earth divine sword, and the wood divine sword that was full of vitality. The 5 divine swords emitted a sky-piercing sword aura. The temperature of the void dropped rapidly due to the impact of the sword aura. The chilling sword aura made everyone's heart palpitate. Swoosh! Gu Fei received the metal divine sword and slashed upwards. A dazzling golden sword radiance rushed out from Gu Fei's hand. It soared tens of thousands of feet in an instant, splitting the black hand that was slapping down from the sky into 2. The void of heaven and earth seemed to be split into 2 by this sword. The metal divine sword aura was unstoppable. After splitting the demonic hand, it soared up tens of thousands of feet, illuminating the dark heaven and earth. This sword was too shocking. Everyone was stunned by the ripples of the sword aura. What? Young Lord Devilsky was shocked to see that Gu Fei had broken through his demonic divine technique so easily. The secret technique of ascension was indeed extraordinary. It could allow a human race martial body to have the strength to fight against his sovereign bloodline. An existence with a sovereign bloodline would also have a sovereign physique. It was unbelievable that someone in the human race could fight against such a sovereign physique. If this human was a descendant of the martial ancestor, and had the bloodline of the martial ancestor, it would make sense. After all, the martial ancestor was also a sovereign of the human race. Chapter 13:18. Boom! A demonic flag was waved, and a powerful demonic power that seemed to be able to split the heavens spread out from the demonic flag. In an instant, the entire space turned into nothingness. The 5 dazzling sword lights were destroyed by this power. Heavenly demon flag! In the distant sky, He Tian immediately retreated. The destructive demonic power swept across the heavens and the earth. The earth was sinking and the stars in the sky were shaking. All lives within 100 miles were harvested in an instant. Immortals and demons who could not escape in time were turned into ashes and dissipated between heaven and earth. There was no other way to die more thoroughly than this. Destruction of body and soul. This was a phrase that would make any cultivator pale. This was the power of the demonic path. The demonic aura emitted from the heavenly demon flag was enough to crush the entire mountain range. Everyone's expression changed. I didn't expect the demonic sky young lord to bring the heavenly demon flag out. Someone murmured above the clouds in the distance. The power of the demonic path erupted and shook the heavens and earth. All living beings in the southern region of the heaven realm could feel this aura. The demonic weapon, the heavenly demon flag, has appeared? A powerful spiritual wave came from all the forbidden zones in the heaven realm. The existences in the forbidden zones were alarmed. Some supreme existences sent out their divine senses and scanned the southern region of the heaven realm. The heaven realm was a world that was ancient enough to be traced back to the Great Desolate Era. During the Great Desolate Era, someone discovered such a perfect world. At that time, the world had not changed. The experts of the 10,000 races of the heaven realm could enter and exit the heaven realm. However, during the later stages of the heaven realm, the world changed and the path to heaven disappeared. After countless years of evolution, the waters of the heaven realm became more and more complicated. Some people said that some of the saints did not leave and were hiding in the heaven realm. The various forbidden zones in the heaven realm were also guarded by supreme existences. As long as one barged in, even a half-saint might die inside. The appearance of the heavenly demon flag had alarmed some of the super-antiques. Bang! Gu Fei was sent flying 100 miles away by the mighty demonic power of the heavenly demon flag. Even the secret art of ascension was not enough. His physical body was on the verge of collapsing. Terrifying cracks appeared all over his body, and the martial physique's divine blood, which contained endless vitality, flowed out. Damn it! In the face of the sky demon flag, Gu Fei felt powerless. This was an extreme Dao demonic weapon. The wisp of extreme Dao aura that emanated from it was not something that an ordinary person could withstand. Everyone was retreating. No one dared to get too close. If Gu Fei didn't have a martial body and didn't use the Ascension secret technique, he would have turned into ashes like everyone else. Under the extreme demonic might, his martial body was still cracking, as if it could collapse in the void at any time. The extreme demonic power was too terrifying. Gu Fei felt the threat of death. Buzz! A tremor came from Gu Fei's dantian. Then, an aura so powerful that it could contend with the demonic flag surged out from Gu Fei's dantian. The demonic sky young master's expression changed when he sensed the aura from Gu Fei. It was an extreme Dao aura. Could this human also have an extreme Dao sacred weapon? At this moment, the shadow of an ancient cauldron emerged from Gu Fei's body, blocking the extreme demonic might that was surging in from all directions. Could it be? The demonic sky young master's expression turned ugly as if he had thought of something. Gu Fei's injured body was recovering rapidly. The divine blood flowed back and the cracks on his martial physique healed at a speed visible to the naked eye. I didn't expect it to be this. The demonic sky young master's demonic eyes flickered with a terrifying demonic light. He stared at Gu Fei with a murderous aura. He waved the sky demon flag and swept it towards Gu Fei. The terrifying demonic might filled the air, shocking the heavens. Even a powerful being with a sacred weapon would be shocked by such power. Do you think I'm afraid of you? Gu Fei drew out the power of the mountain and river cauldron, which was equivalent to becoming one with the cauldron. At this moment, he dared to throw a punch at a saint. With just one punch, the entire world seemed like it was going to collapse. This was a clash of extreme Dao powers. If these two powers were to collide, it would result in great destruction. Everyone started to run for their lives. The clash between the extreme Dao sacred weapon and the extreme Dao demonic weapon would probably sink the entire region. Even in the regions that were emitting saint powers, there were people who retreated far away, not daring to get too close. After all, this was the power of the extreme Dao sacred weapon. The extreme Dao sacred weapon was a supreme sacred weapon refined by an extreme Dao master. It was the strongest weapon in the world and had the power to destroy the world. No one could imagine what would happen if the two extreme Dao sacred weapons collided. Perhaps the billions of living beings in the southern region of the heaven realm would be wiped out. The entire Scarlet Plains that had existed for countless years would probably sink and cease to exist. Two lunatics! Everyone was running for their lives, wanting to leave this region as soon as possible. If they were to be affected by the extreme Dao sacred force, even a half-saint would die. Just as the power of the mountain and river cauldron and the heavenly demon flag were about to collide, a demonic figure appeared next to the young master of the demonic sky. He then stretched out his hand and snatched the heavenly demon flag from the young master's hand. At the same time, another figure appeared next to Gu Fei and suppressed the power of the mountain and river cauldron that erupted from his body. Swoosh! The heavenly demon flag unfurled and wrapped around the young master of the demonic sky. Then, the demonic figure and the heavenly demon flag instantly disappeared into the void. The one who suppressed the power of the mountain and river cauldron within Gu Fei's body was the incarnation of the ancient wind god. Everyone heaved a sigh of relief. Even the mighty beings who were holding sacred weapons in the distance could relax. The clash between the extreme Dao sacred weapon and the extreme Dao demonic weapon was no joke. The two supreme existences took action and stopped this disaster. Senior! Gu Fei looked at the incarnation of the ancient wind god. The ancient wind god was a great saint king of the human clan. His cultivation was earth-shattering and only the extreme Dao saints were able to suppress him. Why did the incarnation of the ancient wind god stop him? Gu Fei was at a loss. He did not know why the incarnation of the ancient wind god did this. After all, the demons were the greatest enemies of the human clan. The incarnation of the ancient wind god did not speak. After suppressing the power of the mountain and river cauldron, he then disappeared into the void. The existence was so powerful that it could suppress a wisp of the extreme Tao's sacred force emitted by the mountain and river cauldron. Gu Fei was extremely shocked and felt that it was unbelievable. Boom! At that moment, an earth-shattering noise was heard. A part of the void in the distance suddenly shattered. Chaotic chi gushed out, and two extremely powerful sacred forces appeared between the heavens and the earth. Chapter 13:19. The clash between the sacred weapon and demonic weapon didn't actually happen. The crisis just vanished like that. Everyone felt as if it was a lifetime ago. If the two supreme weapons were to collide, it would definitely be a catastrophe. Among the people present, there wouldn't be many who could survive. But just as the crisis passed, the void suddenly shattered. Two terrifying figures broke through the void and fought from the primordial chaos. Two saint-level auras appeared between heaven and earth. What? How could there be such existences in this world? Saints? The appearance of these two silhouettes shocked everyone who saw this scene. They could not believe what they were seeing. The two figures exuded a saint-level aura. They looked down on the world and intimidated everyone, causing all the spirits in the world to tremble. This was a powerful pressure that reigned above all living beings. Saints had already surpassed the heavens and earth. They had condensed their own great Tao and coexisted with the Tao. In a sense, such existences were no longer bound by the heavens and earth. Transcending everything, high and mighty like a supreme god. This was what a saint was. Boom! The power of the immortal Tao erupted as the immortal Tao saint unleashed a supreme art of the immortal Tao, attacking an extremely terrifying blood fiend. Monstrous blood-colored demonic chi enveloped half the sky. These two saint-level existences were Gu Fei's avatar and the blood-colored demon. Gu Fei's avatar and the blood demon avatar broke through the void and rushed out from the primordial chaos. What's going on? The appearance of that immortal saint. The appearance of Gu Fei's avatar was exactly the same as his main body. Some people noticed the abnormality and were shocked once again. The blood demon avatar was extremely powerful. It could actually display the power of a saint level just like the ancient wind god avatar. Gu Fei's avatar couldn't gain any advantage at all. Swish! With a flash of crimson light, the blood demon incarnation thrust the crimson demonic spear in its hand at Gu Fei's battle avatar. The crimson demonic light emitted from the demonic spear directly shattered the void. Swoosh! Just as the blood-colored demonic light pierced through, Gu Fei's doppelganger abruptly disappeared, along with all the aura belonging to Gu Fei. What? When the blood demon clone saw this, his heart trembled. He retreated without hesitation. However, at this moment, a huge hand pressed down on his head. Boom! The power of the immortal Tao erupted from the palm. The boundless power of the immortal Tao blasted the blood demon clone apart, sending crimson demonic blood splattering everywhere. The instant the blood demon incarnation was blasted apart, a figure appeared where the blood demon had been. This person was none other than Gu Fei's battle avatar clone. The blood-red demonic spear soared into the sky. Roar! An indignant spirit wave was emitted from the blood-red demonic spear. A blurry figure emerged from the demonic spear. The smashed flesh and blood soared into the sky and converged on the blood-red demonic spear. Fresh blood flowed in reverse as the blood demon incarnation condensed once again. In an instant, the blood demon incarnation reappeared in front of everyone. Such an existence was very difficult to truly kill. As long as a strand of spirit remained, it could condense a new demonic body that was almost indestructible. Gu Fei's clone used the anti-void secret technique. This was a type of void profundity. Once mastered, one's body could merge with the void and become one with the world. Even those who had cultivated the inner eye would find it difficult to detect. Using the 9 secrets of the immortal Tao with saint-level power, the combat strength displayed was terrifying. Even the ancient blood demon incarnation would be affected by this move. Swish! The blood demon incarnation's body emitted tens of thousands of beams of demonic light. Then, within the endless blood-red light, a blood-red figure manifested. The figures rushed from all directions and surged towards Gu Fei. The blood demon incarnation hid among the thousands of figures. Even Gu Fei's saint-level battle avatar could not sense the true location of the blood demon incarnation. Every blood-red figure exuded the aura of the blood demon. Gu Fei's saint-level clone was shocked. The blood demon incarnation was hiding in the void. The blood demon incarnation's aura was everywhere. He felt a great sense of danger. Humph! Gu Fei's clone sneered. His figure blurred and he also entered the void, disappearing from the world. He used the void profundity to the fullest. Bam! Gu Fei's clone's fist collided with the blood demon's demonic spear. The thousands of blood-red figures immediately dissipated, and the blood demon incarnation condensed out of the void. He was struck out by Gu Fei from his state of merging with the void. At this moment, another blood-red figure silently appeared behind Gu Fei's clone. An extremely evil demonic spear pierced towards the back of Gu Fei's clone. Gu Fei's doppelganger instantly sensed the killing intent coming from behind. Without thinking, he dashed forward in an attempt to avoid the attack from behind. However, Gu Fei's clone was still too slow. He only felt a vibration on his shoulder. His entire shoulder felt like it was being torn apart. Gu Fei's clone was sent flying hundreds of feet away. Cracks appeared on his shoulder. It seemed like it could break at any time. The strength of the two was very close. It was really difficult to determine a winner. The blood demon incarnation did not continue fighting. He used a supreme demonic technique to force back Gu Fei's clone. Then, he rushed into the sky in an attempt to leave this chaotic region. By the time Gu Fei's clone rushed forward, the blood demon incarnation had already turned into a blood-red demonic light. Like a divine blood-red rainbow, it streaked across the sky and disappeared in the blink of an eye. This speed was already comparable to the 8 desolation steps. Gu Fei did not chase after the blood demon incarnation. The saint-grade battle avatar displayed great combat strength. It jumped out like a saint and stunned everyone. Even an almighty with a holy weapon might not be a match for Gu Fei's saint-grade battle avatar. Rumble! Just as the blood demon incarnation retreated, a shocking sound suddenly came from the depths of this dusky region. An unimaginably powerful aura spread out. It seemed like something had awakened. Has the land of saints been opened? Everyone couldn't help but look towards the depths of this region. Hadn't they been fighting desperately to enter the land of saints? The human race, the demons, and the demon race had all sent supreme experts. Some had even come with holy weapons. The supreme experts of the human race were facing off against the great demons of the demons. The battle between the saint-grade experts hadn't happened, but the two sides were already at each other's throats. A battle between the saint-grade experts could erupt at any time. However, at this moment, everyone rushed into the sky and rushed towards the depths of this dusky region. They all wanted to enter the land of saints as soon as possible. Chapter 1320. The land of Saint Burial was one of the great forbidden zones of life in the heaven realm. No one knew when such a forbidden zone had appeared. It was said that saints were buried in the land of Saint Burial. Some people had even seen the corpses of saints inside. It was a great tomb of a saint. The Scarlet Plains had long been in chaos. There were traces of attacks from holy weapons everywhere. The earth had sunk and the cracks in space had yet to be repaired. Before Gu Fei and the others came out of the world created by the great saints of the ancient times, many great figures had already made a move. In particular, the experts who came with holy weapons could destroy the heavens and the earth. They could sink the earth, dry up rivers, and destroy a region. It was a display of supreme saintly might. The aura that suddenly erupted from the depths of the Scarlet Plains was definitely at the saint level. Even Gu Fei felt a tremor from the depths of his soul. Several powerful auras erupted from various parts of the Scarlet Plains. Some people with holy weapons soared into the sky and rushed into the depths of the Scarlet Plains. Everyone believed that this was a sign that the land of Saint Burial had opened. Gu Fei and He Tian walked together. Gu Fei already had the strength to compete with experts from all sides with his holy battle avatar. The land of Saint Burial had endless mysteries that were worth exploring. Gu Fei's primordial spirit entered the avatar. The avatar took on an appearance that was no different from him. Its body emitted a saintly aura that made no one dare to approach it. The power of a saint was too powerful. Gu Fei's avatar just stood quietly in the void, but it had an invisible might that could crush the world. Saints were high and mighty, overlooking the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Without reaching that level, it was impossible to know how powerful a saint was. What is in the land of Saint Burial? I'm really looking forward to it. He Tian was in favor of Gu Fei exploring the land of Saint Burial. As long as there were treasures, this guy was as excited as if he had been injected with chicken blood. His eyes shone brightly. Swoosh! Gu Fei's saint-grade clone used its immortal Tao divine ability to open a small world and put them inside. His primordial spirit entered the saint-grade clone, which was equivalent to Gu Fei's main body. The land of buried saints was said to be able to bury saints. It was definitely an extremely dangerous place. Gu Fei and He Tian did not want to gamble with their lives. This was the safest method. Gu Fei's primordial spirit of the immortal Tao fused perfectly with the battle avatar refined by an ancient great immortal, allowing him to unleash immortal arts with even greater ease. He retracted the saint-level aura on this clone and then disappeared into the void. It was as if he had escaped into the world and became one with it. This was one of the 9 secrets of the immortal Tao, the anti-void secret art. It was the power of the void, allowing Gu Fei's clone to traverse the void at a speed no less than 8 steps. The appearance of the land of Saint Burial and the supreme tomb that accompanied it caused the entire celestial realm to boil over. Even the appearance of the lost palace of the moon deities hadn't caused such a stir. This time, a few super antiques and the avatars left behind in the celestial realm appeared. This was definitely a sign that a great era was about to begin. Some people had already guessed that the opportunity to become a saint would appear in this era. No one who dared to enter the forbidden zone of life was weak. Gu Fei's primordial spirit entered the saint-grade battle avatar, and used the anti-void secret art to head deeper into the Scarlet Plains. The Scarlet Plains was a barrier between the central plains and the southern regions of the celestial realm. Even in normal times, absolutely no one would be willing to enter such a place. But at this time, the entire Scarlet Plains had changed greatly. The blood-colored mist that had shrouded the sky all year round had dissipated. The sky had become incomparably dusky, as if the entire sky was about to fall down from the heavens. On the scarlet ground, bottomless cracks could be seen everywhere. An extremely terrifying aura spread out from these cracks. Gu Fei's primordial spirit entered the saint-grade battle avatar, and could use the power of a saint. His speed was extremely fast. Soon, he saw a blood-colored light soaring into the sky in front of him. That's... Gu Fei's heart trembled. A blood-colored door had appeared in the void in front of him. All the blood-colored light was emitted from that blood-colored door, and a terrifying aura of death was being emitted from it. Boom! At this time, someone made a move. A pitch-black demonic will descended from the sky, exuding a majestic demonic might that could shake the heavens. It moved towards a figure shrouded in immortal energy that resembled Emperor Xian of the 9 heavens. Bang! The figure with the aura of the immortal Tao pointed out with a finger, shattering the void. He wanted to collect the demonic wheel that was falling from the sky into the void of primal chaos. Saint-grade power! Gu Fei stopped in the distance. Those who could come to this place were either super antiques that had survived from the desolate world, or giants of major powers with holy weapons. A great devil was attacking, wanting to kill a blurry immortal silhouette. It wasn't a true body, but an incarnation. The immortal energy resonated with the Grand Tao, and the incarnation was drawing in Tao energy. Could it be another incarnation left behind by those monstrous characters from the ancient era? Gu Fei couldn't help but be shaken by this scene. The divine abilities of those monstrous characters from the ancient era had reached an unimaginable level. Even the incarnations left behind could display the power of a saint. The heavenly world wasn't as simple as it seemed on the surface. These existences weren't true saints, but they could display the power of a saint. In the current era, such power represented invincibility. An old man appeared nearby and said, "The land of Saint Burial has truly opened. That's the legendary gate of hell." Gu Fei recognized the old man. He was the arcane guru of the heaven world's arcane holy land. This old man was unfathomable. Although he was only a half-step saint, Gu Fei could sense that he was even more terrifying than a half-step saint. He was afraid that he had already touched the threshold. Over the endless years, many existences had been shackled to that threshold. Now that the opportunity to become a saint had appeared, it would be strange if they didn't jump out. It was unknown who would emerge victorious in the battle for the origin Tao fruit and become the first saint since the destruction of the desolate world. Gu Fei believed that the one who would obtain the origin Tao fruit in the end would be the old turtle. That was because the old turtle had the great sovereign seal of the great path. No one could contend against him. Unless someone also used an extreme Tao sacred weapon. The gate of hell has appeared. We're not too late. While Gu Fei was thinking, two terrifying figures appeared in the nearby void. They were two middle-aged men who looked like gods and demons. One of them was dressed in white while the other was dressed in black. Yin-Yang duo? Chapter 1321. The Nether Gate's appearance attracted a few peerless characters. Arcane Guru, a half-step sage from the profound sky sacred ground, the incarnation of a supreme immortal Tao existence, and even the great devil with a sacred grey devil weapon. Rumble! The world quaked. A battle was unavoidable. A demonic wheel exuded monstrous demonic energy and powerful fluctuations of the sacred grade as it shot toward the immortal Tao incarnation. The clone of the immortal Tao was also incredibly powerful. With a single point of his finger, he shattered a part of the void, wanting to collect the demonic wheel into the shattered void. This was a battle between sacred grade power, a battle between immortal and devil. At this moment, Gu Fei noticed two more figures appearing nearby. One of them was a middle-aged man dressed in white, and the other in black. The Yin-Yang venerates. Guru Tianxuan's expression changed when he saw the two middle-aged men. His murky eyes flickered with a frightening light as a powerful aura spread from his body. The Yin-Yang venerates? Who are they? Gu Fei was startled to see the Guru's apprehension toward the two middle-aged men. He knew that the Yin-Yang venerates weren't simple if even such a character was alarmed. Arcane Guru, you're still alive? The Yin-Yang venerates also noticed the Guru and Gu Fei. The white-robed middle-aged man was glaring coldly at the Guru. Humph! You two old ghosts aren't dead yet, so how could I possibly die? The Guru sneered. Gu Fei calmly watched the scene unfold. He noticed that the two so-called Yin-Yang double venerables were emitting fluctuations of Yin and Yang energy. The white-robed middle-aged man had an extreme Yang energy hidden within his body. He resembled a sun with wisps of Yang energy curling around his body. Meanwhile, the black-robed middle-aged man exuded a chilling aura. His entire body was as cold as ice and his complexion was deathly pale. One Yin and one Yang, this was a rare physique. Yin and Yang energy complemented each other. If these two were to join forces, they would be much more terrifying than either one of them. Big brother, let's clear the place! The black-clad middle-aged man's cold gaze swept over Arcanum Guru and Gu Fei, and a chilling murderous aura surged from his body. How arrogant! Right at this moment, a voice suddenly sounded out. Following that, a figure shrouded in demonic aura appeared in the distance, and was rapidly approaching. Demonic chi spread for 30,000 miles. This was an extremely powerful expert of the demon race. He slowly walked over from afar, and the entire world trembled under his feet. Nanling Demon Tribe? Everyone was taken aback. In the purple demon chi, everyone could only see a tall figure faintly discernible. No one could clearly see the face of the demon race expert. The Yin-Yang double supreme seemed to be a little apprehensive about the newcomer, and did not make a sound. Did you kill my good-for-nothing brother? Purple demonic chi surged and two rays of divine light were emitted from the demonic chi, sweeping towards Gu Fei. Even the void was annihilated by these two rays of divine light. Wherever the divine light passed, 2 pitch-black spatial cracks were left. Gu Fei did not make any move and continued to stand quietly in the void. He did not dodge at all and allowed the 2 divine lights to sweep towards him. However, the 2 beams of light dispersed as soon as they reached Gu Fei. It was as if they had hit an invisible wall and dissipated in the void. Gu Fei's primordial spirit possessed a saint-grade battle avatar. With the protection of immortal energy, he could ignore most attacks. The incoming great demon wanted to test Gu Fei. "Who are you? Who's your brother?" Gu Fei's tone was incomparably calm. His face did not reveal any emotions. He had killed many great demons recently. Could this great demon be an expert from the heavenly demon tribe? The Heaven Realm's demon clan was not a monolithic block. There were 2 opposing forces within the demon clan. These 2 forces had been opposing each other since ancient times. The old tortoise had gone through life and death with Gu Fei. He would not harm Gu Fei. Only the heavenly demon tribe held a grudge against Gu Fei. Many experts from this tribe had died at the hands of Gu Fei. "Humph! I'll let you die knowing. My brother's name is Yao Tiandu." A murderous voice came from the purple demon Qi. A terrifying murderous intent had already enveloped Gu Fei. The great demon in the demon Qi could attack Gu Fei at any time. "The one who killed Yao Tiandu, is he? Could it be the unparalleled expert of the demon tribe, Yao Wuji?" Yao Tiandu was a demonic half-saint. His death was definitely a huge matter. The news quickly spread throughout the cultivation world of the Heaven Realm. Almost everyone knew that a human named Gu Fei had killed Yao Tiandu. Arcane Guru and the yin-yang duo retreated far away. Once such an existence made a move, it would be earth-shattering. Although they were not afraid, they did not want to be affected. Moreover, the yin-yang duo had already set their eyes on Arcane Guru. Even before entering the land of Saint Burial, these peerless experts were already at each other's throats. "Yao Tiandu?" Gu Fei's expression was still calm. Now that he had the saint-grade battle avatar, he feared no one. He did not expect Yao Tiandu to have such a powerful elder brother. Bang! At this moment, a huge purple hand surrounded by monstrous demon Qi grabbed down from the sky. A strand of saintly might appeared between heaven and earth. Yao Wuji did not say anything else and immediately attacked Gu Fei. The gigantic purple hand enveloped the entire world, imprisoning the void. The mighty power of the gigantic hand crushed the void, and black spatial cracks spread out in all directions like black lightning. Gu Fei was as small as an ant under the cover of this huge hand. Swoosh! A ray of divine light instantly surged out from between Gu Fei's eyebrows. Then, an illusory sword shadow charged out from between his eyebrows and shot towards the giant hand that was grabbing down from the sky. He immediately used a secret technique of the immortal path, and used the power of his primordial spirit to form a sword. It pierced through the void and broke the monstrous hand. "What?" A cry came from within the demon Qi. After breaking through the hand, Gu Fei's primordial spirit sword didn't slow down at all. It went straight for the figure within the demon Qi. Swoosh! Just as Gu Fei's primordial spirit Dao sword was about to pierce through the purple demonic clouds, a divine arrow suddenly broke through the demonic clouds and shot out to meet the faint and illusory sword shadow. Pfft!